channel's a geezer channel.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Got a bunch of geezers watching me. My channel's a geezer channel.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Got a bunch of geezers watching me.
I said, I wish I could have that, so I beg it. Well, I mean, you know what that is. No, I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that, so I beg it. Well, I mean, you know what that is.
Confidence trickster, noun British, a person who tricks other people in order to get their money. Con artist. Confidence trickster, noun British, a flim-flam, noun a trick or deception, especially a swindle or confidence game involving skillful persuasion or clever manipulation of the victim. A piece of nonsense, twaddle, bosh, flim-flam, noun a trick or deception, especially a swindle or confidence game involving skillful persuasion or clever manipulation.
Life and Vibe, thanks so much. My queen, my Sarasota Tim expert.
And probably Sarasota Tim's nemesis. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. Drop it in the chat where you are coming from this Sunday evening. I'm coming here straight from the heartland of the oceanfront, Virginia Beach, Virginia. And tonight we are getting a lot of snow outside. It is snowing, it is winter. And so if any of you are being impacted by any of the weather here this evening, then I hope you are home and you are staying safe and you've got everything that you need, including maybe something to keep you warm. Maybe you're having a little snuggle in a blanket. Maybe you're having a nip, something, enjoying something. Hey, Z-Carp, come on in. Happy Sunday evening. Daytona Beach. I have a feeling you're not getting the same snow that I'm getting. Louisiana, we got Canada knows how we're feeling tonight. I feel like we're in Canada. Central Arkansas. Is anybody else getting a state of emergency? Woohoo! Way to go, Brooklyn. Are you getting any snow, Miss Vicky? I don't think you're in the zone. Virginia Beach getting slammed, girl. And I look like my mother. So, with that said, we've got a lot of stuff to go over. Oregon, well, you guys are used to it. You guys are used to it. 20 Celsius. That sounds pleasant. That sounds pleasant, Catherine. Very pleasant. But then again, you're in summertime, so you're supposed to be. No, maybe some flurries. We're already getting a ton of snow. Yep, here comes JJ coming in. Got a lot to discuss tonight, guys. And I don't think Tim wants to talk about it. But since we have such a great audience, make sure you hit the likes and subscribe coming in. You know, as Tim would say, it doesn't cost anything for geezers to subscribe or like. It's free. We know Tim loves free. And one thing that I did want to share, and I always, we'll start the night with the palate cleansers, but sometimes they're sad because this dog needs to find a family. And I'm hoping usually these stories get shared and then I'll see a lot of the dogs that I've been posting, I'll see adopted. But you just never know. If you take the time to share, it means a lot. I just watched a video about 500 dogs being rescued. And if anybody knows, my secret passion is rescuing dogs, especially dogs that are long-term residents of shelters here in Virginia Beach. And so any monies that I do finally get from this channel that I'm not spending on legal stuff with Sarasota Tim, then we're going to, use those monies for the work that I hope to continue to do. And once I'm looking for a home, not within an HOA, and have all sorts of ideas and plans, and so I thank everybody in this community, because that's kind of like the purpose of my channel on the behind. Oh my goodness, Sarasota Tim, Timothy Banker, he has been served. Oh my gosh, I didn't get my Mark Zuckerberg clip ready. Oh shoot. I have the process server who obviously we saw serve Mark Zuckerberg the other day. And I'm going to get that clip done. I promise. I'm going to make a drop so we can drop in the you've been served. Yes, court will be in session. And here comes the judge. Yes, unless Tim by any way can figure out some stuff, it's going ahead. Obviously, those of you who have been part of the members only, thank you guys for those super chats. It's much appreciated, and the puppies appreciate it the most too. So thank you. So yeah, here we've got. I'm just going to show Willy real quick. Please share Willy. Willy is in Florida, I believe, in Broward County. I want to think. We'll see. Willy's got the cutest smile. Look at little Willy. I hate to say he's too good to euthanize. And he's been really good with people and dogs. Oh, he's in California, sorry. So they're all in California. There's lots of them. It breaks my heart. I cry every time. But I did see 500 dogs being rescued. And so I know that for all of us and cats recently, like this one guy, I think he gets it because he's so hot. But yeah, thank you guys, because I hope that, we've got Roscoe. We got the little puppies. I know. You're out of Chicago. It's one of my favorite cities. Roscoe, I'm just going to let you know. I love Chicago. I've had some of the best times ever in Chicago. I'm not gonna lie. So I should have a poll as to whether or not you think Sarasota Tim's gonna show up in court. And we're gonna take a look at one of his morning videos, and then we're gonna take a look at his crushing it for Christ. I'm not gonna watch him burn the burgers, guys. That meal was disgusting. I can't. And he's not carnivore. He's eating like apples and salad, which I'm glad he is doing. He needs the fiber and the potassium. Apples are a great source of potassium, and people don't realize it. Anyway, yeah, don't forget to hit the likes. Yeah, let's get into this. Okay, and I am going to share with you the paperwork of when Tim got served. And those and what kind of the next steps are, and the fun part of the UCC filing having been included, and we can all guess where has Tim put the paperwork. We did he do the Mark Zuckerberg and just leave it on the ground and let somebody else pick it up? He's kind of alluding to some things in his Crushing It for Christ this morning. And I also think it's quite interesting because and those who go to the members only, you know, I explain everything, but I've got a big old file of stuff. This is basically what Tim got sent. This is actually about the width of the paperwork that Tim was handed. So you know already he was overwhelmed. And I said to Sammy offline, I said to Sammy, oh, he'll be out with a Crushing It for Christ. I think I said that. So anyway, all right, guys, let's get to Tim's shenanigans. Oh, I didn't even get Tim set up. Sorry, guys. Shenanigans, and then I will reveal all the stuff about the process serving. And I'm not going to quite tell yet the court date. Tim knows the court. Well, if Tim looked at his paperwork, Tim knows he has a upcoming court date. And it's small claims, which made much more sense because you don't have to have attorneys. It made sense for the amounts. Just, you know, once you get past, you know, anything civil beyond small claims, you're getting into things that can drag out and litigate potentially for years. If Tim was anybody who knew how to really use the legal system in any way other than doing false copyright strikes. And so, yeah, he got served. You know, Tim will be shocked. Oh, Tim's already got shocked. Tim got served, and I'm going to show, you know, edited the information about the process serve. Where's the court? Oh no, I'm going to tell you all. You'll see it. We're going to watch a video first, and then I'm going to reveal the court stuff, a little bit more of the court stuff. But a lot of it, like the actual date of the court hearing and so forth, that will be shared on the members only. But as we get closer, I'll be sharing it. Oh, I plan to film outside the courthouse. I promise you. And I was it's a whole story. Anyway, let's get to Tim. I promise you. We'll do a quick Tim. And then I promise you, we'll get to the juice that I know everybody's waiting to hear. We're not going to watch him ride an e-bike. Okay, so this video, so I can let you know that yesterday, Tim, after the e-bike video was put out, because he made that at noon, he came home and then he got probably greeted by visitors not soon after that. And so we didn't see any other videos from Tim that day. So Tim had to sit with his pile of paperwork and decide if he's just going to toss it in the trash or is he actually going to read his warrant in debt and his affidavit from the Secretary of the Commonwealth. And, you know, I did the little hand swear. And because, yes, we're going to make Tim pay for the attorneys that I had to spend a lot of money on. And for the loss of my YouTube income, is, you know, I'm obviously it's small claims in Virginia. Maximum amount is $5,000. And, you know, obviously, you know, he has a YouTube income and potential to garnish. And we made sure some important paperwork was also presented and filed to him. So if he takes a look through all of this paperwork, all of the paperwork, then he can figure it out. And I had to go through this whole process. I went through this over in the members only. about going through the Secretary of the Commonwealth and doing another process serve. So, you know. So I'm always curious that how Tim's going to come out, I think, really like chipper in his videos, because he's not going to want to show that anything affected him. But he certainly is implicating things around stuff that's on his mind, and probably haters. But, you know, I'm very good at paperwork. All right, Tim. I hope you're really good at paperwork, Tim. I got tired, and I think any small creator who is fairly doing anything under fair use and making commentary and pointing out that somebody is like lying about who they are in order to gain influence over other people in their homes, like to get your eyeballs on his content in order to use his links, to use his Amazon links, to send buy me a coffees in order to maintain his channel content, to thank him for his like content, because it's like a tip jar, if you may, and we know that Tim loves to tip. So ironic that he said Fred tipped, but Tim wants his audience to tip, and he's not even a live streamer. Live streaming and getting tips is totally different, Tim, than super thanks and super chats as a streamer, than like somebody just doing like their videos. So it's streaming is a whole different thing, whole different ball game. All right, Tim, let's take it away, and then let's hear how he talks. He talks about the carnivore, but he talks about eating apples and salad later. So already out the gate, why would anybody listen to Tim? Take it away.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Sarasota Tim. Well, welcome to Morning Chat. It is a beautiful Sunday. We had rain this morning, but the sun is out, and it's going to be chilly. We're not going to have 80 degrees. We're going to have, who's contacting me? Oh, remember something.
I don't mean to laugh, but if you've been part of my members only and Sarasota Tim, I know he is, and I found your parody video very funny today. I'm sorry, I watch it a lot of times on my television. So to all the other creators who are part of the Sarasota truth tellers, as we like to really say, I appreciate the humor, okay? But I watch on my television, so a lot of times I hit the likes, but unless I hook my phone to my TV, which sometimes I do, I will leave a comment. But if not, a lot of times I have watched. So anyway, I just wanted you all to know. So I do a lot of TV watching on premium. So if you're monetized, you're getting money from me. So Tim obviously was getting something, and I saw it on Sarasota Tim's parody. He was receiving something called the Voice of Justice, because prior to me actually going to the courthouse on Thursday in Virginia Beach, which is what I did, I was all day Thursday. I was nowhere to be found. I did like a full prison day of work, running around, because city of Virginia Beach is a pretty decent sized city. But fortunately, I'm not too far from the courthouse. But there were some forms I needed to have printed and ready to go. They kind of, and I wanted to make sure that I had read some things around statutes and so forth. But prior to that, I had used sort of an online service that had sent some really, had sent Tim a demand letter, and had also sent, for a very low price, a demand. It was called Petty Lawsuits. A demand letter. He was then like multiple emails, and he was also getting this thing called the Voice of Justice. One of which the summary said that the person leaving a message left a humorous voicemail message, because Tim basically says he's crushing it and getting coffee or something in his voicemail messages, of which I made sure to make PDF copies of those, or make a copy, which were sent to the process server. So when they printed them out on their end, he got a copy of his transcripts with his crazy crushing it for coffee voicemail messages. So now when he's probably getting like something alerting his phone, he's probably a little more paranoid. And it's either a process server or FedEx leaving him something, because so that's why I'm so grateful to the members. He has received like FedEx copies of a demand letter, because his actual, and you won't see his home address because it's blocked by the certified, but somehow he has a rejection on his mail at his home. So return to sender not deliverable as addressed, unable to forward. So Tim got some funkadoodle going on here. So I know he doesn't get certified mail. We, some of the Secretary of the Commonwealth is going to send it certified, because they had me to do all this shenanigans, this whole list of stuff. So Tim better understand how do you change a location? Well, I figured it out, Tim. I made sure that this case was remaining in the Commonwealth, and that maybe you won't talk about coming here so often, hey? And guess what, Tim? If you don't show up now that you've been properly process served, I win by default judgment. You got to have a really good reason, mate. And I don't think crushing it with a sunglass emoji is going to work with a judge. Oh, I love Virginia so much more. It's less expensive, and you get like automatic booking of a time in a courtroom. Florida wants you to do all this mediation stuff and charge you a fortune. So it almost makes it like you don't want to go to court. But they go for much larger amounts of money. So we have way more fun in the Commonwealth. All right, Tim, keep being paranoid. Oh, and he's got his blind up, guys, doing a morning chat. Remember the other day I said he was doing a morning chat, and it looked like it was the middle of the night, and he had the blinds down, and it just didn't give me morning vibes. Well, this is, he's obviously, he's watching and listening. I know he definitely is now. Hey, Tim, how you doing tonight, sweetheart?
Have very warm temperatures today or tomorrow. It seems like that northern area just keeps throwing down these cold temperatures. So anyway, but I'm excited today because look at me. I am going down, baby. Once again, proof that carnivore actually does work. Now, I haven't talked about it a great deal because we went through that for 4 months where I talked about it every morning. And carnivore this and carnivore that.
No,
but I actually, over the holidays, after 4 months of being really good on my carnivore lifestyle, I've been corrected. It's not a diet. I reaped what I sowed. I ate the bad things and I got bigger. So I've been very good and I've been very quiet about it, only mentioning it a little bit. Let me try to get some coffee going here. I'm already hopped up, but this was yesterday's. We're going to pour it in here, put it in the microwave, put it on a couple of minutes to heat up. This cup also gets extra hot, the handle on it. All right, we got 2 minutes going. I actually wanted to give you guys a microphone this morning. I'm trying to remember to do very good audio for you. But the one piece that actually sticks in called the receiver.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, of course. Tim can get it together to get a microphone on when he's inside the trailer. Oh, how he loves when I say that. I have the ability to troll you tonight, Tim. I'm shocked he didn't strike one of my videos yet. I've been looking all day for that channel strike. Because usually his go-to, is anybody heard if Tim struck anybody's channel? Because I sent a lot of stuff about YouTube and copyright striking and copies of the cease and desist that I've sent him and copies of the demand letter and copies of paperwork he shouldn't have filed to the government. Should have hit my channel like 10 times, Tim. I kept warning you, please don't do this. You made it fun for me, though. At first, it was very stressful. I had to spend a long time finding a copyright attorney. It's not an easy thing to do. But once I realized how to navigate my way, thanks to the attorney, thanks to this community, and just obviously being able to get some YouTube monetization and so forth, I could pull together a very substantial amount of money because it was just under $5,000, which is copies of the receipts and everything that my attorneys did in contacting YouTube, in contacting Tim to tell him to stop talking about health and his information around medical stuff that I need him to stop because he has no expertise. If you are new to my channel, which you're probably not, but if you are, I am a registered nurse here in the United States, still actively working. And obviously, I don't find it great that we have so much medical misinformation happening at this time. Sorry, I didn't realize one of the dogs opened up the bedroom back here. Hey, Jimbo, come on, out of there. Let's not stare at the snow, girl. Come on, girl. Let's get in here because it's going to make my microphone echo. I open up the door. Good girl. All right, go sit with the bone. Sorry about that. All right, Tim, take it away.
The microphone's called a transmitter.
Oh, yeah. I was just saying, yeah, Tim could get it together to get a microphone inside of his thing. But when he gets to the beach, when he actually requires getting a microphone, I screw that. Anyway, if you can hit the likes coming in, then other people can watch this content. Oh, Lord, I can't put that up, Fishbowl.
And so I'm charging it right now. But this audio should be good inside the camper here. The trailer. But yeah, feeling really good. As you can tell, I got some energy.
I thought you hit the 3 dots, Tim. You didn't watch your critics. He talks about his adulators, and I think Tim doesn't really quite understand what that word means. I kept hearing him say it was like, why is he talking about people praising him? I don't know if he's trying to be facetious or he's talking about agitators, not adulators. I don't think Tim always has the firmest grasp on the English language.
Because I'm hopped up on coffee. I got up at 1 in the morning, then I got up at 4:30, and I've been up ever since. And that's just my schedule. I'm very tired early. I mean, by 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'm yawning. Can barely...
Sounds like Tim had a restless night. Now, the moon was very low on its crescent last night, and we know that, Tim tends to, he's going to be waning down at the moment, and we expect him to start moving upwards into once he sells all that stuff, he's going to then have money to go on another shopping frenzy, in my opinion. But this is, Tim has to come out here after having been, and I'm going to show the receipt. Don't you worry. I've got the receipts. After this, I'm going to show the receipt of the process, so don't you worry.
Stay awake. And so until further notice, this will be my schedule of sleep. But I do want to talk about the carnivore for a moment, because when I got on the scales this morning, yesterday, I was running 198. I was sub 200. Well,
Tim now has an affidavit. And also then he can be filed into Florida. And Tim has a income with YouTube, just like I do. So there's the potential that, he probably has a national bank account too. So I don't think that garnishment necessarily has to be, if he's a resident of Florida, then it's, I can, move it over to get the thing there. But the affidavit here in Virginia, the reason being, and we'll watch the video, but if you go to the members only, I explain a lot about how his tortious injury towards me and how he actually gains income through his YouTube channel, through having subscribers and viewers in Virginia watching his content. I have seen people say they're, checking in from Chesapeake, Virginia to his channel. And I'm sure if there's just like there's people from every state probably joining us tonight. Same for Tim. And so that shows calls for, income being generated in the Commonwealth, of which is therefore available for garnishment, of which he does have his YouTube money. That's how I kind of think of this at the moment. Even though it's a 1099, we get paid monthly, creators, and we get sent for our taxes. So it's very easy for me to then go in and show the judge exactly where his income source is coming from for garnishment purposes.
My maximum weight last year was 210. I got down to 191.
Yeah, I thought this through.
And then I was at 198, and I saw 196 like a couple of days ago, and it was just fluctuating between that 198, 196. And I'm like, I definitely need to go down to that 185. This year, I'm not going to be happy with below 191. Well, this morning, and because of my very good carnivore diet, meat, butter, and eggs, that's it. I got a senior salad.
Maybe he's got it. Maybe he's Maybelline. Because he likes to say he's got it. That could be Tim's new expressions. Maybe he's got it. Maybe he's got Maybelline.
In there, I've had a couple of those. Apparently, haven't bothered me too bad. My walking, going to the gym, maybe because I haven't lifted in a couple of days, I lost some muscle weight. I don't know what, but I was 193.8. So I was sub 194, another couple of pounds. Yeah. I know that you don't weigh every day. I know that'll drive you crazy. But
that's not what we were saying when you were doing those terrible shots on that bike yesterday, Tim. I'm not sharing that. That was Emma's graphic. But with the camera, and it was like just kept like tilting downwards onto his tummy. He didn't look so slim. I don't know. He's trying to kid.
It's right there, and I do it anyway. So,
all right, Tim.
What can I tell you? But 193.8. And that's no hill for a climber. We can get that down to 183. That's only 10 more pounds of just taking it easy, eating correctly, carnivore style, continuing the walking.
I agree.
And doing the gym.
I agree. I agree. I think you've definitely worked harder for that collab than Tim has. But he'd take a collab for anything. You know it, girl.
And basically clean living. Thinking right, eating right, being right, doing right. That's how you do it, man. That's how you crush it as a senior. And man, I'll tell you, there's a difference between 200 and 193.8. I can feel it and I can see it. So I'm only more encouraged this morning after seeing those positive numbers.
Hey!
So I'm pretty pumped up. I'm on my way.
Thank you, Gina. Yes. Thank you. Hello. Oh, good for you, Ray. Yay! Go, Gina. Yes, thank you, Thomas. I appreciate that. Yes, some very long and hard work is paying off. So thank you so much for that super chat. Why Tim doesn't tag projects. I don't think he probably knows how, Vicky. He certainly has enough subscribers to do it. Hit the likes. Yeah, he's cringe to watch. Yes, he is. That's why we have to do it as a group. All right, keep going, Tim.
Hey, baby. I haven't arrived, but I've left the barn.
Okay.
Folks, that's the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. Yeah. Man, that's good coffee. Oh, man. I am drinking Dunkin'.
Red face, Tim.
This is not my McAfee, baby. It's really good.
Tim looks red-faced. I wonder what's going on through Tim's mind. Do you think Tim just threw this in the trash? I'm going to have to try to well, I'm not even going to start a poll about him showing up in court. Everybody knows I don't think he's going to show up in court, which makes it even better because it's a default judgment then, especially after everything that I have done to let him know this was going to happen. He has been told and time immemorial, and he was still striking my videos up till like last month. And that's what I just said. That's it. I'm done. I want him to pay for all the attorney stuff I've had to pay for. And the best way to do it without it costing me an absolute arm and a leg is small claims. And I'm somebody that can manage the paperwork to take on something and understand how to take myself into that process quite easily and get that done. Having been, I'm fortunate that I work in an industry that requires me to take care and manage a lot of paperwork. So I'm pretty efficient with paperwork. I always have been. Very good with paperwork.
Thank you, St. Louis Scott. Hey, folks, real quick intermission here. I know a lot of YouTubers do this. I never do it except occasionally. And that would be to ask you.
We get to,
consider subscribing to the channel.
We need that on film because we'll get more for more public dumping then. And I'll get him for, putting out my information like that. There's no social security, but it's certainly got my home address on it and his. Yeah. Well, that's not the smart thing. I mean, he can. It's not the smart. I mean, Tim is certainly a run away from his problem kind of guy. And this is just now a problem that's going to be, a part of a civil judgment that if he doesn't really respond, he'll lose the civil judgment. And he's supposedly a good Christian. Well, good Christians don't cause people these types of problems.
Subscribe is a harsh word that a lot of geezers don't understand. Subscribing sounds like pay me, join me, buy me. It is not. I mean to tell you to follow me. There is a button you can press to follow. It says subscribe, but you won't be paying anything. So don't worry about that. It's just to get the subscriber number up to 100,000 to get that beautiful silver plaque called a play button from YouTube as an accomplishment after being 7 years on YouTube and actually growing quite a successful channel. Both.
He's got to get something in. You know what? Oh, Tim, come on.
No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that dry begging. Well, I mean, you know what that is.
Yeah. He's dry begging. He got to this morning. He's woke up the following day after being served.
In my community, I have a very unique community. I also have some other adulators on the outside out there that just can't get enough of me. They watch everything I do and they try to hang on to my coattails. Hey, go for it. And then I've got
adulators? People that praise him? Is that what he's referring to? Because it's from adulation, to adulate. To I don't think I don't know if he's using that quite as he's intending. He uses it a couple of times. It's one of his dictionary of the word days. Words of the day from the dictionary. Oh Lord.
The actual what's the word you call it? The money that comes in from it. It's been great. It's been a great way for me to do what I like to do, and apparently what other people like to watch, and supplement my Social Security income. And this is how I live on Social Security and YouTube ad revenue. So it's just been awesome, and it's only because of you and my adulators that watch the videos. So thank you very, very much. An additional thing that I would like you to consider.
Oh yeah. He means antagonists or agitators or some other A word that's more aggressive in its meaning. But that's why Tim's so much fun. Listen to it. I'm like, I didn't realize I sent him a bunch of praise. I mean, it's not really praise in here, Tim. It was pointing out that I sent you a cease and desist, and I've sent you a demand letter. It's got copies of you doing my copyright removal requests, and your frivolous copyright strikes, and all sorts, and the copy of the court case that's coming up, and all the stuff from my attorneys, and all the billing that I got, and all the stuff I've had to do, and the everything. It's got everything, Tim. All of it. The affidavit, everything.
Is using my Amazon link for your purchases. I actually purchased a ton of stuff in the recent 2 months on Amazon myself. If I could have used my own link, I would have, because I get a commission. If you buy stuff on Amazon through a link, my Amazon link, because I'm an Amazon affiliate, you don't have to pay an extra penny for whatever it is you're buying. But somehow or another, the magic of Amazon and Jeff Bezos, he says, here, Sarasota Tim, here's you a couple of pennies because Sharon, Jimmy, Judy, Rick, Mark, and all the rest used your Amazon link and did some shopping, and you promoted my company, Amazon. And so here's a little kickback to you. So consider using my Amazon link. You can find that right on my homepage of my YouTube channel next to the Buy Me a Coffee link, which all the YouTubers, including those adulators, that's a good word for them, that they use also in their videos to. I
give Tim praise. There's my Buy Me a Coffee. If you want to help continue to support my work on training to be an upcoming litigator, feel free. And all of you have been very generous. And actually, because of your generosity, it did enable me to afford all the copies, the attorneys. Well, some of that came from YouTube AdSense too. But obviously, because you watch, thank you. It's afforded the purchase, paying the cost of the courts, all the stuff I had to pay at the courthouse the other day, for the process server, for the copies that the process server made, because the process servers like to hand papers to people. And so, thank you guys. It's appreciated.
Support their channel for whatever they want to do with it. And that's what I do.
Yeah.
So it's called Buy Me a Coffee. And if you'd like to buy me a coffee, go ahead. That will cost you money. That's not free. You're going to have to pay for that one. That's giving me money to do whatever I want to do. Buy gas, buy coffee, buy somebody else a cup of coffee. Help me in my endeavor with YouTube. It's just a support system like a Patreon. That was the word they used to use in YouTube just a few years ago. I have a Patreon account. If you'd like to help support the channel, which basically means if you would like to donate money via your credit card, you can do that and I will get money. And believe it or not, every YouTuber has one. Now, it's up to you to decide whether they bring a value enough to you that you would like to gift them, reward them, or support them, any word you want to use in their endeavor to continually bring you this valuable content. So thank you very much for those that have. And
how is it valuable? You have zero expertise in any topic. I have asked you repeatedly, stop talking about topics around health. You have not even a high school level education. You didn't finish it. And health is a really important topic and it can impact somebody's life. So please, that is a topic that I rather you not touch. You can talk about you enjoying your walks or whatever, but trying to talk about anybody starting a walking regimen and maybe they haven't seen their healthcare provider and maybe they've got some underlying disease or some issues. And especially because we have audiences that are older. We're not like 20-year-olds, Tim. Most of us are advised to, see a doctor before we start any type of real exercise regimen or anything. And you're just out here blanket giving advice on people. I just can't with you, Tim. You've been told by an attorney to please stop doing that. And, just this is the problem with these YouTubers, if you may, influencers, is that Tim got one video talking about a topic of which he knows really nothing about other than the fact that he gets Social Security. And he has a tendency of watching others' content and then just repeating and regurgitating what he watched and saw. So if something comes up that's a new, just out of the blue, something about Tim's blood work or something, I'm not going to have to go and watch some YouTuber about that. I'm going to know off the top of my head probably a great deal about what's happening far as these blood works and these laboratory tests are concerned, just because I've worked in healthcare and I've done this stuff. And I've worked in, specifically in hematology, which is disorders of the blood. So, a lot of this stuff, it's going to come off the top of my head because I've spent years studying it. That's very different, Tim, than you asking AI or you regurgitating somebody else's content. And you don't even know what expertise these people have had. It's just a cycle of just not good information. Look at that face, please. Come on.
Many have bought me a coffee. And so that's the end of the sales pitch. Now let's move on.
What happened, Stacey?
You got to get it out there.
Wow.
If you don't get it out there, nobody knows about it.
Well, that's not good.
Subscribe, use the Amazon link, and consider buying us a coffee. All right. There is some good things coming in the next few days that I'll be sharing with you.
What good things are coming, Tim? Tim's not sharing. I love the optimism because we know that Tim's somebody who's left his children without child support. So why would it be any different for him to? I don't think he's going to show up to court. I've said this from day one. And the thing is, as mad as he is at me, he knows the one thing he cannot do at the moment is strike my channel because it really does affect how YouTube pushes you and your content into the algorithm so people can find how much fun we have over here. And a lot of different creators who call out people who are kind of not really good on the outside world and then come out and present themselves in a totally different light on a platform like YouTube and then order to elicit lifestyle, whether it be through obviously their AdSense or getting brand deals or however they get their bag, as the kids call it. You know, they don't care. They don't care if they've, you know, taken tens of thousands of dollars from the US taxpayer and talked about it openly on their channel and then deleted the video away.
That have been underway for, seems like 2 weeks, but it's probably not been that long, that are coming to fruition that, you know, I don't want to mention anything because I don't want to, you know, speak before it happens. You know, I don't want to jinx it. So anyway, it's kind of love, hate, kind of good, bad. I mean, I'm not saying it's an amazing thing, but you'll find out about it here in the next few days. Now, let's go outside with the selfie stick here. It rained this morning. We'll see how.
You know, there's a lot of speculation as to what is Tim going to do. There's only a few possibilities. Okay, one, Tim is literally moving to a different spot in the same RV park in Bradenton. That's why he needs to lighten the load, because he doesn't want to spend as much for that particular location. Or he's moving to a different RV community in Bradenton at a lower price. I think whatever Tim is going to do, it's going to be something that is going to lower the financial burden for Tim rather than increase the financial burden. I think either the other options are he decides to leave the Gulf Coast area and go over to the East Coast area of Florida. But I understand going from the Gulf to the East Coast can be slightly more cost prohibitive. It can be slightly more expensive on the East Coast. That's what I've heard. I don't know. Floridians correct me in the chat. And that may make it so he doesn't want to go out that way. But Tammy's moving over that way. And maybe he decides that maybe he goes to an RV park over there. We know he can't just pitch a tent on Teddy and Jolene's. He's already gotten them in trouble for that. Or he's over to potentially move in with Miss Tammy. We don't know. Or Tim travels. Where he travels to, I don't know. He could be one place I know he probably not planning to travel to is Virginia. Which is a place he used to like to talk about. But hopefully it's a place that doesn't come out of his mouth anytime soon. If he does, he knows he's poking the bear.
How wet it is out there. I got the gold wing all covered up. I'm going to probably take the cover off and let it air out if there's no more chance of rain. And we'll just walk around out there and see what's going on. Like I said, it's supposed to be extremely chilly today. Not extremely chilly, but tonight. And I don't know what tomorrow is, but it's kind of weird how we're getting this hot and cold. May stay a little cool here for the next couple of days, which is, you know.
And JJ lives in Florida, so that thank you for confirming that going East Coast can be quite pricey. The East Coast, I guess, I'm sure the Gulf side is just as beautiful. Wherever the beach is, it looks beautiful. But obviously, you know, the East Coast has those long, you know, beaches down in Florida. And obviously the real estate. I know I live on the East Coast. Real estate on the East Coast is not cheap.
As long as it's not cold, 25 degrees. All right, let me turn the camera on. Let's walk outside. Oh, God. It's like walking out to a sauna. It's kind of warm. I don't know what I was thinking. It's not chilly at all. Kind of warm.
Shells.
Take a look at this, huh? Those are the shells I got at the beach yesterday. Told you they were big. This one's got a hole in it. I said I was going to purge them because...
Well, I'm glad he didn't just throw them in the trash cans. I was like, Tim's just making content, you know, and just going to put them all in the trash, you know, because Tim loves to dump stuff, but he's actually saved them. So I'm impressed. He didn't wash them, though.
There were so many nice ones. I didn't want to... So my friend over there leaving.
So he's got nice... Oh, somebody left
I had a couple people here come in and moved out.
Yes.
Oh, we got blue skies this morning. It's nice. There's the bike. Let's go turn our lights out. We got our lights on over here and get those out. I'm finally coming out of the camper to turn the lights out.
Every time I hear seagulls, it reminds me of my grandma's house. And even here, but especially because, you know, my grandma's house was right on the water. And just hear the seagulls in the morning.
The crusher's all wet. Needs to be washed and dried. Pull the fuse out. Turn the light out. Save electricity. Oh, man.
And this is the content, guys. Just soak in the ambience of living in Tim's life.
It's gorgeous out here. Why am I wearing long pants? Shoot, man. So yesterday I rode the e-bike over at the park. That was fun. Over at the mall area. They got different places you can go and ride those things. Oh, I got to turn this light out, the awning light. Look at the camper. It's soaking wet.
I'm drinking Kroger's sparkling water. It's mojito flavored. It's non-alcoholic. But it's like a mint lime. It's so good. The mojito flavored, if you've not had the mojito flavored Kroger sparkling water, I promise you, it's the best. I love minty. It's the best drink. So I apologize. Keep going, Tim.
Every day. In fact, I don't even know if it was rain. It might be just the humidity, the mildew, not mildew. What do you call it? Condensation that builds up. I mean, it's like really been bad last few days. It's really wet. Look at that.
Oh, well, he's selling most of it.
No, it didn't rain. It's just condensation.
Most of it's on Facebook Marketplace currently. Everything, he took it all out of his shed the other day and he photographed it. And most of it, I promise you, is for sale.
Anyway, I'm going to get in the truck and go do something. I've got all that area back there right now because I parked my truck here to
I
load
don't
my.
know. That's always a good question. Somebody actually, and I took a screenshot, and of course I forgot to upload it. I need to do a comments day, just like, did this comment survive? Because that's always a fun one. It takes me time to get the comments properly together, though. That's the problem. Somebody left a comment asking if Tim had any tax tips. I almost lost it. Tim's tax tip is like write off as much as possible. I hope, but Tim, this is my opinion only. I don't know if Tim claims all that. Tim had for a big amount of time problems even includes paid promotion on his YouTube videos for his reviews. And then he finally started doing that. He suddenly realized he has to do that. He has to put that. And so he should be technically claiming whatever the value of that object is as income in his taxes. He should be. Especially since the fact that he turns around and sells them for cash. I mean, he literally is getting income. So he should be. I don't know. Drop in the chat what you think Tim does.
E-bike up. I have a little ramp I use that I got out of my storage there. And I've got the tender, the charger on the wing. I got to take that cover off. What do you do?
Well, the last time we saw the clubs, they were in the back of the truck. So I hope they're just not sitting there getting, weather damaged. But Tim don't care. They're not his.
Actually, we'll see how bad it
Stole
is.
them.
You can
Along with
you can
everything
view.
else.
Show you here.
You thought
I take that cover off. Oh, I can take it off with that lock on. Yeah, let's get this water off this thing. Let this dry out.
And that's why if you choose to do reviews, the only time I've chosen things to review is because it's really stuff I would have bought. And so that's the only reason why. Because I literally would have bought it. And so at least this way, you can hopefully use other parts of things, like certain parts of how you write off your home as part of your office and your business taxes and so forth. So hopefully you can kind of figure it out and balance it out.
I'll actually have to get my chamois out and dry this thing off. Yeah, it's soaking wet.
He's got to show off the bike that's for sale. Except he'll say he's he really wants to keep it. No, he doesn't. Look, this is the content, guys.
dry it down a little bit. There she is in all of her beauty. You see I got a little water on the seat. I'm going to dry that off. I'll get my chamois out. Keeping the battery fully charged. That's that Glint Wave Blue. Pretty, isn't it? All right, we'll be back. All right, I got everything done. I even dumped my, getting cloudy all of a sudden, so I may have to put the cover back on.
I'm always trying to see if he's got the paperwork lying around. Does he have his piles of court papers ready to go? Tim, I gave you. I was so kind. I gave you everything I'm pretty much going to go to court with.
But I dumped my sewer, got my shells right there. And now we're going to make a Crushing It for Christ video because it's Sunday. Let's give honor to the Lord and let's continue crushing it.
Oh, not honoring the Lord. All right, Tim. Let's honor the Lord with showing this process serving. All right, so this is what Tim got on Saturday. Let me hope this image will work. Oh no, it's not gonna. Oh shoot. All right, let me see if I can turn this document into a workable file. Hold on. I thought it was gonna work, but it doesn't seem to. Hold on. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna have to edit. Hold on, guys. I gotta change this to. Oh, here we go. Does it really matter? No, as long as it's an image file. Okay, that's better. All right. That was a quick fix. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. I forget sometimes what their requirements are. Oh, come on. Me. Really? That's going to give me a moment. Hold on. I thought I made you into a different type of file. Oh, let me see. Hopefully it will let me pick it up. I might have to. Oh, no, that's not it. All right. Let me try to move it to a different folder. Let me bring Tim on in his Crushing It for Christ. And then I'm going to bring up the process of. I got to get it into the right type of file. All right, Tim. Tell us about Jesus.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tino. Welcome to another Crushing It for Christ devotional video. And today is another great one. If you don't listen, you're missing out. These are golden nuggets right here that I have gleaned, that I have reminded myself. I already knew these things, but we forget. You forget too. You need to hear them. And if you want life, if you want to crush life and live life more abundantly and more joyfully, you must remember these golden nuggets that we're going to share here. This is going to be very to the point. It says it all. And if you're lucky enough to watch this video, I'm sure you're going to benefit from it, because when I read this morning's devotional from the Jesus Calling devotional book written by Sarah Young that you can get online or whatever, I'm sure you can get it online. Many of you already have it. I read it daily. Very seldom does a day go by I don't pick it up and read it. It's a very short read. Each day has this. That's it. And then it's a devotional to inspire you and to give you something to remember. And the verses that are from the Bible that prove that this is what the Bible says.
Oh my goodness. Why is Tim having to feel like he needs to get to the like chicken nuggets? Golden nuggets, like more like chicken nuggets. Something nuggets. All right, guys, let's bring this up because this is going to be the reason why Tim needs to get Jesus today. Finally made it into the right type of file. Okay, here we go. All right, this is the party to be served. So I used a company called ZapServe, which came with 5-star ratings. And I have to say, they were very efficient. I had them hired, spoke to them Thursday evening, hired by Friday morning after I had the, quote and approved it, paid through PayPal. And they put me on the list and he was served. And they would say that they would have attempted, multiple times. And it was one time and done. So they only had to serve him one time. So the documents that were served to Tim were, let me see. He was served a warrant in debt for small claims division. He was also given an affidavit for service of process on the Secretary of the Commonwealth with attached exhibits. Life and Vibe YouTube channel plus and copyright removal requests / counter. And just because I had to sneak it in, State of Florida Uniform Commercial Code Financing Statement Form, which if anybody is familiar with this channel, That is Tim's UCC filing for his EIDL loan. So I want to ask the judge, how can I get the government in Florida to potentially, because I'm going to bring in David. How generous. Because thank you for that awesome super sticker. You are so kind. Thank you, David. Thank you. Thank you. You got the gold. You have the golden nuggets. Thank you for those nuggets, David. They will go far to get puppies nuggets. So we appreciate it. I'm gonna have to take my dog and get them a cheeseburger one day. I don't eat meat, so I don't think about these things. They get salmon skins. Thank you. That was very generous. Yes, that was very generous. Yeah, that was so nice. Thank you, David. David's an awesome supporter of this community. So I wish there was some link, but I'm not a member of the channel. So okay. So he got his EIDL, a copy of if he looks, he will remember that he will see the copy of that infamous UCC filing, which I will show in a minute, the doctored one. Yes, it was. Hi, darling. Hi, nice to see you. David is crushing it. He is crushing it. Absolutely. It is very nice. Look, JJ's got a face. You know, Tim probably sitting there hating life at the moment. He's going to talk more about these adulators getting things from their subscribers and viewers, and other YouTubers have it. So why can't he? And so he got a copy of the UCC filing. I included it in the paperwork to the judge. So thankfully, because we get to go straight to court in the Commonwealth, and it's coming up very soon, like Easter time. It's very soon. And so he is case info, and obviously I had to, remove some of our personal details. Virginia Beach, Virginia City. And the GV, that is the start of the general court, because we're going to general civil court. So we are going to general court, and we have a courtroom. So it happened to coincide on a day I don't work. It's a Friday. So it's like, get ready for the weekend. I can't bring any telephones into the courtroom. But I got to try to film in my car in front of the courthouse. They're very pernickety about filming or doing anything in the courthouse area in Virginia Beach. So yeah, we're going to be there. I had to go in and do my little hand swear the other day. Said, I swear. So I had all my paperwork. Went in front of the clerk. So it's Rachel, me versus Timothy R. Baker Sr. But this is us as business entities, as YouTube creators. As Tim committing, frivolous copyright strikes that have cost me not only a great amount of time and stress, because it did at certain points when I was thinking I was going to lose my channel. And once you lose a channel, you don't get your channel back. It's a big YouTube no-no. They won't try. If you try to come back, they'll get pernickety. So you cannot do that. So he got served, obviously. I hid some of the address, but obviously at his home in the Flagstaff. And then I saw it was served at, and he had made a couple of videos in the morning and then his little scooter video. And then we saw nothing else that afternoon. And it was served at 3:03 p.m. And it was at his address. It was like one time and done. So Tim was hanging out we know he wasn't doing anything at 3 p.m. So if he tries to say he was off at the gym, that's a lie. Because at 3:03 p.m, he was found comfortably sitting in the Flagstaff. No, they're not going to comment about the federal charges. Yes, but the reason why, because it's why I've been criticizing him. Exactly. Part of the reason why Tim doesn't like me having my channel is because I talk about his EIDL loan. So it was a great way for me to enter that. into that and into there, and just to mess with Tim's mind if he actually takes the time to look through all of this paperwork. Yeah. So yeah, it's got to, yeah, they're not going to talk about this comment. Yeah, no, but it's just a way to just, get that in the record, because I have to bring in copies of everything and hand it to my civil judge. So it's just a way to, at least something. Didn't realize the process of it caught up with Tim. Yes, they did. Right when we were doing our members only. When we were chatting away on, was it Saturday? Or no, not our members only. I was just doing a regular live stream. Sorry. And I just saw some cobwebs. I thought I got all the cobwebs the other day. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I just noticed some cobwebs. Okay, that's not good. Anyway, yes, the info shows this character. Yeah. Yes, it is exciting news. Yes, to see Tim finally start to get some formal accountability and consequences. Yes, for every channel, because I know he struck you too, darling. I know he he has targeted your channel also, and many another channel as well. And he has illegally and inappropriately, or he has improperly used, I shouldn't say illegally, but pretty much so, because he says he is, submitting a legal thing to YouTube when he signs that copyright stuff. And he has had no legal proceedings, whether it's to copyright his content or whether it's to have, it be subject to fair use. Because what Tim doesn't understand, when you're uploading your videos, you can have Creative Commons attributions or just standard attributions, which is kind of like you're sharing your content. And so unless you have like a full and correct copyright, and even then, if it's used within fair use, I mean, only if you got like some strong copyright, and then like news outlets and stuff aren't even that finicky about you using their stuff if you use it like, clips under a certain amount of time. So Tim has really used the system the way he shouldn't. And so now he needs to pay for the attorneys. And we know he's not going to show up. Let's be honest. But yeah, he's had a lot. Yeah, we know he's not going to travel to Virginia Beach to deal with this case. I mean, I am not a fool, okay? But as I've said, I've done I used what was known as a long arm statute, which enabled me as a Virginia resident and a business owner who's had my personal business, which has been my YouTube business, because I had to have my videos come down that were monetized. And it also hurt my brand, my reputation. It does impact your algorithm. It does a lot of really messed up stuff to you as a creator when someone like Tim, who has literally made very good money from this platform, regurgitating other people's stuff. That Social Security video at 62 was just him saying something he had heard on YouTube. Watched the video and just said it out. Anything he had a note on something, probably like watched a video about it. Nothing is because Tim has worked in the field or has expertise in that field, or he listened to a bunch of YouTubers about getting EIDL money, and it was clearly at an amount not stipulated for a sole entity business. It doesn't matter how much he said his profit was in a year. It didn't matter if you were a single entity business. You had to be like a larger entity with a lot of people on your payroll to get the amount of money he took out. And I already showed multiple times like a case that's exactly like Tim should be tried in Florida. So I already have found the case example. Simple money damages. Curious about how that is going to be shown. Every receipt for my attorney is up to $4,800 for all the stuff that they had to send to YouTube. Every line item is itemized by my attorney in this case. That's how Gen X. You know how it comes when you get a bill from an attorney, you get a line item. I don't want to share my home address and all my information, but it says quite clearly here everything that my attorneys had to do to contact YouTube, to contact Tim, to do all the stuff. Everything's line itemed, everything with a bill. So that's how they're going to have a remittance. And for the demands, the process servers, everything. So, well, that's exactly the amount of money small claims is in Virginia, $5,000. So I don't need to add anything else. That's it. Takes it already there. Plus the other fees that I've had to pay, plus all my court costs, all the other stuff. So it's literally the money. So I've covered every base, Gen X. I promise you, I'm very good at paperwork, and I'm not an attorney, but I'm a dang good nurse and an advocate when it comes to my patients. Extremely good with Medicaid, Medicare paperwork, which can take up to 12 hours to complete for one patient. So, what is the substance of what he did to you financially that caused you to incur the attorney's fees? Because of obviously, Gen X, you've heard this case 1,000 times. I don't know why you're trying to be Tim's attorney, but obviously, it caused me to incur because of the fact that I had to hire an attorney to counter notify Tim on my YouTube copyrights strikes that he kept doing. So I had to pay them to create the letter to explain to the counter notification initially to YouTube to fight the fair use. Because a lot of people can go in and try to do a counter notification. And if you don't have the correct language and can describe fair use and how you're potentially using somebody's content, they're not going to accept it just because you sent it to YouTube. You've got to ensure that you've got the proper language and that you're explaining the case properly. And so I had to incur all of that in order to maintain my channel. And it's all written here. The attorney has explained line by line, item by item, everything they've had to do to try to get Tim to stop with his frivolous copyright striking of my channel, which pulls my videos down, which stops them from their monetization. And I could probably show over 10 days quite easily the cost of that, but it supersede the $5,000 small claims. So yeah. Well, YouTube does not deal with anything legally. They got out of that game a long time ago. And so for small creators, this is what there's so many small creators who start making content that potentially criticize bad characters like Sarasota Tim, and they will get struck and lose their channels. There's a lot that this happens to. We've seen it within our own community, and often because people don't want to do counter notifications. And I did counter notifications initially so that I didn't have to share my personal details, but I still had to. So even having the attorney, you still have to share your personal details. And a lot of people don't want to do that. But I was prepared not to lose my channel. And so I stuck with it. Outside the courtroom, well, if I had media, I could. They do have a media spot. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I've promised you, I've spent a long time going over this and looking over this and making sure to go in and make sure the case could come in. And at this point, Gen X, I have everything in place to have ensured that it's in Virginia under a long arm statute, under tortious injury, and under warrant and under a Secretary of the Commonwealth affidavit that if Tim doesn't show up in court on the date that he is going to show up, I'll win by default judgment. And it's clearly stated in that warrant in debt. So at this point, I don't think I even have to present a case, but I'll just give him a copy of the paperwork, because the likelihood of Mr. Baker showing up in the Virginia Beach courthouse and he doesn't have much time to figure out how to do a continuance or a change of venue or freaking anything. So good luck on that. So I can imagine, it's not, it's not like, and obviously if to go to the magistrate and do all of that, yeah, it would be a default. Absolutely. He's not showing up or paying up. Well, that's Tar Heels. I have all the information because we both have YouTube as employers, or at least as companies that make monthly deposits into checking accounts. And Tim is quite clearly monetized. Or I can always put him for something in Florida. Doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it's made him uncomfortable. Yeah, the trial of the century. Yeah, me showing up alone. I'll be Starbucks. I can't even bring a drink in. I'm going to be bringing a book to read because it's going to be probably a while before I get heard in the courtroom. Who knows? I don't know how long I'll be sitting there. I know Tim not going to be showing up. I don't expect to see Sarasota Tim. I don't see. Tim's definitely not making travel plans to Virginia Beach. He'll go on the run. No, he just won't come to Virginia. I can see his gold wing. Well, I mean, I don't know what, because I have obviously properly done everything, and there is potential, to put in for, the thing to happen, that I have to pick him up in Florida. I don't know. I'm not the judge, okay? I'm a registered nurse who does pediatric complex patients. I am not a attorney. Yeah, garnishment is easy peasy. Thank you. No problem there. Goodbye, YouTube money train, Tim. Well, that's what I'm thinking. I could garnish his YouTube money. Because I have my tax forms that I get from the same company that Tim does. So I know the exact address that he's going to be receiving his monies from YouTube, which is like Alphabet, which is Google's like umbrella name or whatever. Yeah, he'll get me some. He'll tip me with some buy. He'll pay me it forward at the buy me a coffee. He gets another EIDL. I don't think he'll stop making videos. Tim's never going to stop making videos. No, he's never going to mention the lawsuit. He's going to talk about his adulators. Take it away, Timmy.
And when you take, how you need an elephant? One bite at a time. Small bites, small baby steps lead to, great information and knowledge in your mind. You can't tackle everything at one time. So today's message, before I read it, I want to let you know something. We all know we have choices in life, right? You always have a choice. There's always a choice.
No.
And when it comes to dealing with situations in your life,
no, there's no telephonic Zoom calls in a civil matter. You have to show up for civil. That's why you see Judge Judy and they're always in the courtroom. I don't think it's civil, because in Florida, they make you go to pre-mediation and mediate it before you even go to a small claims court. Virginia, you just show up at the courtroom. And no, he has to be in front of the judge or send an attorney. He's not sending an attorney. Not this cheap buzzard.
Concern, worry, distress, job situation, a death in the family, just any kind of a concern. They all bring about the same two choices. And the book here.
No, he's going to allude to it, though, in certain things that he says about, people that are watching his content or saying about trailers. That's alluding to me because I joke about the trailer because I know it irritates him. So that's his, that's his bat signal that he's watching.
He tells us and reminds us of what those two choices are. And so, number one, you choose to pray about it. You choose to focus on God is able. God is the creator of the universe. There's nothing impossible for God. For you to worry about something and not to ask God to help you with it is really like a sin, because you're basically saying, I don't want to trouble him with this, because this is, I need to worry about it because this is more.
Dude, I took my HOA like to major court. My HOA, we were like 12 of us. And I mean, it was a massive legal thing. They were found to be like totally messing our money up. I don't think we got a red cent dime back. But it was so huge. It was on the TV, and they did have the reporters outside the courthouse that I will be at. Building 10 guys.
Than he can possibly handle. I mean, God is God, but he couldn't handle my circumstances. That's just pure insanity. But yet a lot of people concern themselves
that's a good call,
and think that way. That's the second thought, that people choose to forget prayer, to forget asking God.
He's asking God, guys. Yeah, I think we do need that. I think you're right, actually.
Look what I have got for you.
But that's not the one.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That's for me. But I like that one. The look what I've got for you. I totally forgot about that drop. Let me see that one again.
Look what I have got for you.
Oh, yeah, that's what my process server said. That's what they said to Timmy. That's what they said. Look what I've got for you. Mr. Baker, you've been served. They say that.
And to move on with their day, knowing that he's got it, he's got your back, and that he hears every single prayer, whether he answers it that moment, that day, next year. That's up to him. But when you come to him in prayer, it doesn't fall on deaf ears. It doesn't.
Okay, Timmy. From how my pastor explained it, like God doesn't listen to like individual like gripes and moans. That's not God's job to listen to all that. So it's like a bigger thing. He's not like gonna like answer like it like this, Tim. You got to kind of reflect in your Christian, in your practice of your religion, Tim. Not that God gonna like answer stuff like this. That's not, he's not gonna make the court date go away. And you can't pray away like the fact that you've been so vicious to other people's channels, Tim. And if you strike my channel, you give me more ammunition. And the last time you did that, I sent YouTube account a notification, and immediately the strike was gone. So I don't even have to keep a strike anymore. So you're not even doing anything to me, Tim. You're only doing yourself more harm.
Go out into the heavenly realms out there with the other 7 billion people that may be praying to him. And I'm sure quite a few billion are every moment. And you think, man, that's just mind boggling right there. So the simplest thing that a lot of people do.
I gave Timmy opportune time to reach a settlement, and he's let that date slide. So now it's officially to court, and if he doesn't show up, he can't just keep saying that he's this good guy, he does everything he's supposed to. No, Tim, you're a guy who avoids your court dates. That's who you are now. If you don't show up to court on the date that you're due, and it's not that far away, Tim, you don't have enough time to figure this out, like how to do anything. So you're going to have to show up to court. That's it. Because I know you don't know how to do a continuance, and I have to be in agreement, and I don't agree. Already can let you know this date works great for me. There's no reason. I gave you everything. You got plenty of time to plan. You've been plenty of time served, so you don't have any excuse now to say you didn't know. So you've got no excuses, Tim. There's nothing that would work with a judge unless you're in hospital on a heart attack,
including myself, is because we get overwhelmed with the concern of whatever it is, a decision you're trying to make, an approval you're trying to get, an angst that you have about something, a relationship issue, anything. You draw your own. You make up your own. You know what they are, and everybody has them. I don't care how much they're going around smiling or doing. They have issues that seem to crop up every day that come against us. And it's through reading things on the media. It's watching TV. It's from people you talk to. It's places you hang out. It's all kinds of ways that evil and distress and concerns can come into your life and cause you to be angst. And what happens is that's an easy trap to sit there and have self-pity. Self-pity. Yeah, you can actually do that. And people actually...
Tim doesn't want to have self-pity for getting called to court. Tim, you got served on Saturday.
Commonly do that. They sit and they talk about how bad it is for them and how worried they are, and they can't get over this situation, an illness, some kind of trouble in their life, whatever it is, something that's happening in a relationship, something to do with your finances. It doesn't matter. Whatever.
No, he is due in Virginia Beach General District Court.
It is that's concerning you, that's got you, worrying. You delve into this self-pity or just want to worry about it. You think that's going to, make it go away. When in fact,
I'm smart enough to know how to make sure I was going to be here in Virginia. Not that I wouldn't love to go to Florida, but it's not an expense I need to make at this time. Or a trip I need to take. I've got dogs and other stuff going on. It's not something I got time to do. I can go on a day on a Friday by my house. And I don't mind. Courthouse is like 20 minutes from where I live.
if you just immediately get away from that and remember that all things are possible with God, and that he is right there with you, especially if you confess him as your Lord and Savior, and he's in your life, he loves you. He's ready to help you. If you've done all you're supposed to do, and this particular situation or event or concern has nothing to do with you, but it came into your life because that's just life. Even though you know God and you have this armor on you and he loves you and protects you, things seem to still be able to get into your bubble. But this is where God actually likes to shine, because he uses people that are in despair and worry on their sick beds, in hospitals, deeply concerned about stuff. This is how he gets you to remember who he is and what he can do in your life, so that your faith will continue to grow. And as your faith grows, you want to live a life more that pleases him, and you want to share it with other people, which is what he wants us to do, to go out into the world and to make disciples. And so, while I don't have all the answers as to how God works, because he does work in mysterious ways, we'll all agree on that. I'm pretty sure that
yeah, God was working in some mysterious ways yesterday, Tim. He knows where you were at 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon in Bradenton. Timmy wasn't at the beach. Timmy wasn't at the gym. Timmy wasn't doing anything fun. He was at the Flagstaff at 3 o'clock. He came home from the little e-scooter, and he's probably uploading his videos. Hello? Is this Mr. Timothy Baker Sr.? Yes. Mr. Baker, you're being served at this moment in time. Just probably took the papers and didn't. Oh, Tim, I did that for the children that you did over. For the son in California that you didn't get him his child support. I wonder how you felt when you got served, Tim. I so wanted to be a fly on the side of that Flagstaff yesterday.
He definitely wants things to work out to where you have gotten to the end of yourself, and that you actually ask him to help you, and then it gets resolved. Then you have the answer in your mind that you know that he did it, and he gets the honor and the glory because he deserves it. He died for your sins. He gave you the ability to live eternally in heaven with him. So why not? Why worry about something and then maybe it comes to pass? Maybe you think you fixed it, and then you never acknowledge God whatsoever that he did it for you. And so he's just sitting there going, you have no idea, my son or my daughter. I took care of that for you. I knew it before it came. I was just waiting on you to call out to me so I could work in your life and I could get honor and glory.
How is God working in your life at the moment, Tim? You just got served. I know it's a small claims court, but for all the misery and the ridiculousness that and the doxing, and you were mean on people's wives, and you did some really wild stuff, Tim. And you really felt you could be that way on this platform. It's about time you got a little bit of a comeuppance.
For it, and you would build your faith stronger.
Arrogant,
so I don't have to keep
narcissistic
coming to you every 5 minutes, because the Bible talks about when we're babies, we need milk. And when we grow up and we mature, we don't need milk anymore. That's for babies. We can handle solid food. And we have the breastplate of armor, and we know God, and we know he's faithful.
Well, Grandma's pocketbook, it's in order. You had great content in this miserable SOB, just frivolously out there, striking folk. It's been a community effort, and I thank all of you, because it's really been the support of this community. Because there were certainly some dark days of just him, and he loves to strike me around Christmas time because I guess he thinks he's ruining my holidays. But a lot of times I'd already had plans to go out, with my friends for dinner and stuff. When this has always coincides when I have dinner plans. I don't know how it happens. And so I'm already going to be going out and having a laugh. And then, but there were times when he was really doing it and I didn't have the attorney, and I was submitting my own counter notifications in, and I got the first one accepted, but I realized that he was just going for it. And I was having other people I knew and like other communities sort of tell me, you've got to take down in private all your content because they could take your whole channel down suddenly. So I ended up like taking down all my content right over the holiday time when I was supposed to be having all these brand deals and stuff. And Tim was just, it was pretty stressful, and obviously I've spent time also trying to work and build this channel, this community. And I have, had invested the money I had earned from the channel back into the channel, a lot of, with the emojis and the little things in the community and so forth. So and then all the people he was striking, I just was like, no, I don't care if he gets my name and address. If I put a Ring camera here, if they do something foolish, that's not smart. And luckily he's so far not done anything foolish. But he did, as we know, talk about coming to Virginia Beach at one point when he looked like drunk in his trailer last year. So for stuff like that, I don't put up with it. But thank you, Grandma's Pocketbook.
And we can have something come into our life and we can deflect it and just say, yeah, that's not good news. But guess what? I'm not going to concern it. I'm not going to focus my attention on that and give strength to it. I'm going to go right to my Father in heaven, right to my toolbox, right to the answer of all of my needs, everything, no matter what it is. I just deviate from that. I pivot and I go over here to God. And I say, Father, I have the situation. You already know what it is. And he says to ask him.
Well, we haven't gone to court yet. Our court date is coming up. But coincides during the Easter time. So I don't want to say the exact date. I'm going to save that for the members only. Give them that good news. But I am going to film and do some stuff. So I hope to get some type of video. But yeah, I love his crushing it for Christ because, he's, thinking that I don't know what he thinks that, because I guess he feels like he's been so blessed lately, but he did some bad things to get those blessings. I think his disingenuous Social Security video never should have had all those views. Freaking wild. And then because he was just saying somebody else's stuff, and I watched the video, I was like, this video is terrible. And then of course all the money he took during the Panini time, which he just felt entitled to, and the rest of us knew not to be feeling that entitled. But people like this who do feel entitled, I think, as a society, we need to stop this nonsense, especially when they come and try to show off the ill-gotten gains as something that they worked hard for their whole life.
Short prayers throughout the day. You don't have to sit there for 20 minutes. You don't have to do it at a certain time of day. Whenever things creep into your mind, you simply make a short prayer. Father, I'm giving thought to this. I'm moving away from that, and I want to focus on you. Please take this issue from me. Show me in your way.
Thank you for becoming a new member. I appreciate that. Yes, I think regular people can go to the court. Love them flowers. We'll let you know what it is. You can make it to the proceedings. I don't think there's going to be much of a proceeding, but we can chat in the courtroom. Thank you for becoming a new member. Make sure you check out the members only videos, and I go through all the other stuff and the Voice of Justice phone calls and all the stuff that he was reading when he was visiting Teddy and Jolene. So this stuff has been sitting on Tim's mind, but I think he thought just ignoring it and just not acknowledging it, this stuff would go away. I don't think he realized I was building up the case to take him to court. And his persistence in ignoring everything has actually made my case stronger, because it just shows that he's just, he's just unwilling to come to any type of compromise. And that doesn't look good in a courtroom, Tim, because I've certainly been very patient, spent a lot of time and effort having attorneys try to approach you in a proper manner to explain to you the things about what you should. My attorneys literally sent you the terms of service for YouTube because she felt that you were brigading with your subscribers in trying to take my channel down, which is why Chris Google Maps has been so kind and apologetic and sending money to say they were sorry for the sort of the pain that they had inflicted, on the community, and wanting to say sorry and saying that you're not a very good person and that you're the wrong side, Tim. So you're pretty alone out here at the moment.
Me confidence and strength that you've got my back on this. I know you do. Help me grow my faith. Father, and when it goes away, I give you honor and glory. I know that whatever I'm dealing with here, that I'm upset about, that if it goes away, I know you took care of it. And whether it's today, tomorrow, or whenever. And so now let's read the devotional, and hopefully what I just said will make sense when we read it, because it's what I understood anyway.
Oh, yeah, they did.
So today we're reading February 22 of 2026. And today,
I hope he has the black card. Well, I guess if he's a Silver Sneakers member, but yes, lots of Planet Fitness in Virginia Beach.
this devotional says, you need me every moment. God is telling us,
yeah,
not once on Sundays, every moment. When is that? That's your whole life. Your awareness of my constant need for me is your greatest strength. You think you got strength in things? You're good at talking. You're good at building. You got skill sets. You're this, you're that. Your greatest strength is your awareness and constant need for God. That's your greatest strength. See, don't focus on you. Don't make this about you and all your talents and your skills. God gave you those, and he can take them away too.
Well,
your neediness.
He gave a community apology. I guess you need to show him your buy me a coffee, but he gave a community apology. I don't know if you saw my video where I showed his buy me a coffee, but if you go to my buy me a coffee page, you'll see he apologized pretty much to the community.
Properly handled is a link to my presence. Read that one again. Your neediness, properly handled, is a link to my presence. What I just said a minute ago. Your neediness is a proper link. It's like a hyperlink you click on, and then boom, it takes you to God's website.
I can promise you the courthouse at Virginia Beach is massive. I mean, just the traffic court alone is huge. It's a big courthouse. It's a big courthouse area. It's real pretty though. It's all, I have to say, it's really, the courthouses that we know where our money goes in Virginia Beach because it's made of brick and it has like slate roof. So we always say that the traffic tickets in Virginia Beach pay for the really nice courthouse that we have. And it's big. I mean, it's a huge complex. The courthouses in Virginia Beach, it's massive. I mean, there's been some pretty significant trials that have occurred in Virginia Beach, including the one gentleman that was sentenced to death that was from the you remember the gentlemen that were in the car in DC, and they had the hollowed out part of the car and they were shooting people at the gas station. One of them was tried here in Virginia Beach and the other was tried in Chesapeake.
However, there are pitfalls that you must be on guard against. Now, this is it. Listen very carefully. I'll read it again. However, there are pitfalls that you must be on guard against. Self-pity, self-preoccupation, giving up. Your inadequacy presents you with a continual choice. That's what we were talking about before. Deep dependence on me or despair. What would you rather do? A lot of people choose that.
Choose that disparance. Well, definitely whatever this costs, this is like a business expense rather than, see, this is the way I was able to present it to the small claims is that I'm a business and Tim is a business. Our business is YouTube. And we are monetized and we do make money. And I've had my YouTube channel long enough now that over 2 years monetized, which means that if I wanted to go for like a mortgage or something, that any monies that I make from the channel are actually now considered, a second income because I've had it for consistently 2 years. That's what I understood from my mortgage broker. So having a business, and so it's considered a business. And obviously Tim considers his a business. And so instead of approaching it from a sort of personal way, I approached it more as him harming me as a business and me having to hire these attorneys as a business cost in order for me to maintain my business against this person who was frivolously misusing a system in order to take my business down. So that's kind of how I see it. I don't think I'll even have to present this case because Tim's not going to show up and I'll win by default judgment, which it clearly states in the warrant and debt that literally you don't show up to court and I win. Literally says it here.
Despair. They don't know God. They don't believe in God. They don't do whatever. They just choose despair.
Civil.
But it says earlier in the sentence before that those pitfalls you got to be on guard against, like self-pity, preoccupation, and giving up. So you have a choice.
I know.
Deep dependence on him, deep dependence, or despair. Okay. The emptiness you feel within will be filled either with problems or with his presence. And that's exactly what you have a choice of. You can either be filled with him and his presence or with your problems. Man, it's like a no-brainer. It's like he's got to tell us this.
Yeah, this is also for the, taking off of Johnny Vegas's golf clubs. Because, last year, Johnny and I were talking and Johnny was, fed up with it, wanted his golf clubs back. That's one of the reasons why we started chit-chatting. And then in the end, he just like, I just can't deal with this. Tim's just an ass. And I've got to, he was getting a heart transplant. And was like, I totally understand. And we spent a lot of time talking on the phone, I promise you. And then, and I wish you just the best, Johnny. I don't try to, bring any of this saga to you. But I feel that's kind of retribution for what he did to Bev and JJ. It's for everybody that he's just been an absolute freaking horse to. I mean, it's not, I don't think of it just personally for myself in a lot of ways. I think about all the Seacor even being an horse to him, all the people that Tim's been an horse to. I've just decided to give a voice. And I know some people are like, oh, she takes it so seriously and stuff. Yeah, well, you know what? He's messed around with so many people, made blind views uncomfortable about, thinking of things with his spouse and stuff. This guy's been an absolute terror. So it's about time he felt his own energy. I don't think Jesus is going to save you out of this one, Tim. They don't like people like you who steal from people and lie and cheat.
Because why do we forget? We forget because we're distracted. When you overcome something, it's like I've used the analogy before. When you try to swim up the river and everybody else is floating down the river the easy way in life through sin and destruction and hate and gossip and all the other sins. And you're like, I'm getting away from that. I'm going up. People are like, hey, what are you doing? Join us. This is the easy way. So you have a lot of coming against you, the current and all the other arrows of evil that keep being thrown at you. But how do you handle it? You build your faith. You build your strength. You build your knowledge and promises in God by reading his word and praying to him and knowing him. That's how you do it. All right. So again, the emptiness you feel with it.
Who are you doing this for, Tim? Your audience or you at this point? Am I the evil shooting arrows at you? Really? Because I don't want you being a lying person on the internet, telling people, oh, I worked so hard all my life for everything I got. And it's literally for money that you took. I mean, you're like literally champagne socialism over there, Tim. It's socialism for me and not for thee when it comes to Tim. Because Tim wants all the social services that, we can provide as a community to him when he lost his business unexpectedly and he had nothing, not a lick to his name. He was up to his eyeballs and dead at 60 years old, living in an apartment with Tammy in a leased, Toyota probably. And somehow it was all of our fault that, things got shut down. And so that meant that Tim got to, enrich himself probably once he got all of his unemployment and potentially any, rental breaks he got or whatever the heck was going on. He might have not even been paying rent during the pandemic. Who the frick knows? And all the PPP and he probably enriched himself at least $100,000. Did you get rich like $100,000 off of the pandemic? I know I effing didn't. And I worked as an RN. Not just out my ass $100,000 like that. I mean, I don't say I don't make decent money, but I wasn't trying to put myself on the front line like that. I'm older. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I've done that stuff before. But I was kind of working on the back end because I was dealing with hospice. So anyway, I mean, at least I was staying employed, I guess. But I mean, this guy, do me a favor. And then he talks about his free money. Lord of my life.
And will be filled with either problems or my presence.
That's what I think.
Make me central in your consciousness by praying continually. No. Simple, short prayers flowing out of the present moment.
I say for Tim, it's socialism for me and not for thee. Because I can promise you, Tim, if Biden had pulled and the students had gotten some student loan forgiveness, I always said, oh, it'd take me down from a car payment to a credit card or on my student loan. Like a car loan to a credit card, I was like, I've paid that much in interest already. I've been paying on this loan forever. It's the worst, the US government, probably partially funds itself from student loan interest, Jeez. So, but no, Tim be like, oh, don't want to give students anything. Oh, people, doctors, medical people, what do they know? Well, we know how to put paperwork together, Tim. And you're clutching it, hoping God's going to save yourself. I think God's on my side on this one, Tim.
Use my name liberally to remind you of my presence. Keep on asking and you will receive, so that your gladness may be full and complete. And then the verses that give us this devotion, the first one is from Psalm. It's Psalm 86, verse 7. In the day of my trouble, I will call to you, for you will answer me. I mean, this is God's word, God's rule book and instruction book of life.
Yeah.
You read, in the day of my trouble, today, I will call to you. You will answer me. Next one is even shorter. It's First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 17. Guess what it says? Pray continually. I mean, he tries not to just confuse us. It's right there. Pray continually. In the day of my trouble, I will call to you, for you will answer me. And the last one is in the book of John, 16, verse 24. Now, this is an amplified version where
Tim is praying all right. I want to say, didn't I tell you, Sammy, I thought he was going to bust it out with the crushing it for Christ? Because he hasn't always bust out the crushing it for Christ on time every Sunday. Oh, but I knew today, he was going to be sending me a sermon.
Sarah Young is reading from an amplified version of the Bible to really bring out what the verse says. And so it adds a few more words to describe what the verse is saying. Up to this time, you have not asked a single thing in my name, as presenting all that I am. But now ask and keep on asking, and you will receive, so that your joy, gladness, and delight may be full and complete. And without the amplified words, it just simply says, up to this time, you.
And my neighbor, who's like an absolute workaholic, he wouldn't, and because he works as a tour manager for punk bands, or does something with, he manages, I don't know, he does some light, I don't know, punk band touring. But he got himself a job at Walmart. He worked so hard and so well, they wanted to make him they were trying to make him a manager and stuff. And then finally, once everything returned, back to as was, he stopped working at Walmart. But I mean, Tim was completely still of working age when the pandemic hit. And he literally, instead of getting a job at a supermarket and becoming an essential worker or anything, because he was still of age, he instead decided to figure out ways to get money in hand from sources and get his money for his gig work and stuff, watching stuff on YouTube with all these guys if you're a gig worker, you can apply for unemployment and this, that, and the other, Tim wasn't trying to become an Uber Eats driver. At least we don't think he was. Do you think Tim was out trying to do food delivery or anything? He's too lazy for that.
Have asked a thing in my name.
Yes.
But now ask and keep on asking, and you will receive, so that your joy.
Thank you for sharing that again. Yes, the U.S. hockey teams. Congratulations, USA. Yay. I actually saw the goal this morning, and then I heard the Canadians took the guy's tooth out. Naughty, naughty, dirty Canadians.
Maybe full and complete. I'm trying to get past the parentheses there, where those extra words are. But anyway, that wasn't a good way to read it. I like the way that the Amplified just spells it out, because it confused me trying to skip over. So there it is. I mean,
here, darling. He admitted on a video that he was one who didn't want to work because he made more money on the public dole after he had already shut his business down. Right. Yeah, exactly. For Tim, it's socialism for me, not for thee. Tim's all about, getting what he's, what his, money, his free this and that and health insurance and this, that, and the other. And I believe in having universal benefits. Don't get me wrong. I am totally for it. But the problem is Tim doesn't have a voting record for that. Tim doesn't want to see that. He doesn't vote for those types of things. But yet he wants to ensure his pocket is lined that way. He would want to make sure that none of us got shit, but he's going to get it. You know? And that's what irritates me about people like Tim. It's socialism for me and not for thee. He wants to skirt around, you know, every possible way, probably, and this is in my opinion, not paying his IRS taxes and everything else. And people can call me like a, you know, stick in the mud or whatever you want, or, you know, this, that, and the other. But I'm sick of people like Tim. I'm sick of people like Tim. Because he'll take a handout whenever it is, but then he's never been one to want to contribute into the pot at all. Or he's not going to force people who do have the pot to make their contributions. Frick Tim. He was a gig worker. You were a gig worker, ride share, and got an employment, but not PPP or EIDL. Right. You knew those didn't apply to me, and I have morals and ethics. Right. And I was a small business affected, and I got a little bit of EIDL money. I think $2,200 in total, because I couldn't get my fully do everything with my business. And then I ended up returning back to the hospitals. And I think that, Tim could have been doing a lot of stuff. And he just decided that he was too good for that. And that he found a way to get he was watching all those YouTube videos, and there were a ton of them. And all they did was tell businesses and small businesses and all these folks how to get money out the system. And I'm okay if it's a fair divvy to everybody. But I know that Tim doesn't want to see, like, he wouldn't have wanted to see students getting any student loan relief, even if because he never would even understand the ridiculous ways that they do the interest rates on these loans that these children sign up for and stuff. At least I understood what I was getting into, and I didn't take on too much at the time. My graduate student loans are going to be a whole different story, though. Jeez, I don't want to think about those.
I'm just saying, you got two choices: fill your mind with despair or with Him. Pray without ceasing. Often, short prayers, using his name, and resting assured that he will hear you and will answer you, as his word proves. He cannot lie. He cannot lie. The world lies. People lie. You lie. But God cannot lie. And if you believe in God and you know.
Oh, yeah. We could all be living. We could all have nice things in the United States. There's no reason for us not to have nice stuff. We should have nice stuff. We should have nice health care. You know, I don't mind if I get like a job that's like a federal job. Come with it. Shoot, I'll take the benefits that go along with working in a public hospital, maybe, and some hey, I'll take the retirement plan that the Congress and senators have and their health care.
Oh, that, then why are you even giving a second to despair and worry? Well, we all do, and it's not, you know, your fault. But that's why this lesson that I'm learning and you're learning together here reminds us.
Congratulations.
If we forget tomorrow, we got to go back and remember. We got to keep reading his word. We've got to stay in the word. You've got to just at least pray that God will inspire you every day and lead you in touch with the right connections, the right people, the right ways that you can be of a service to somebody else, and that you can do something and something maybe can happen for you.
Well, I guess they worry more about the millennials rather than my Gen X generation. Like, I think, you know, I watched Dr. Ed Weir about anything with Social Security, and he talks about the funding, and he explained something about the other day, and I don't want to misinterpret what he said, but he explained it very well. I do watch that because I know we have this Social Security stuff. I'm still a few years out, but it has me thinking about it.
That puts you in a crossroads with somebody.
I wonder how much snow I have.
Meeting the right person, helping the right person, talking to the right person, listening to the right person, and then on your own situations, don't just start sitting there spinning it around in your mind. Catch yourself doing that. What kind of analogy can I give you? You know, you go to the gym, you do an exercise, and someone points out you're doing that wrong. You're going to be injured. You're going to reap no benefits. You're only going to just keep doing the same thing, and it's not going to do what you think it's going to do. And if you just do it this way, you'll get results, and you won't get injured. And
nurses don't like to retire. I tell you, I have worked I tell you, I worked with a nurse at night during COVID who was 72 years old. And sadly, some of the people that we were helping, I always used to think about with my colleague, because I know I was in my 50s, but she was definitely much closer to the age and sometimes older than the patients who were passing away. I mean, she was probably happy, because she was working 12-hour shifts overnight with a young nurse. And we were, she was one of the best nurses I've ever worked with. She and I we had it down pat. I'd be like, when we had new patients come in, I'd be like, I'll take the paperwork and you take the patient. We knew what we were good with. And she was so sweet and settling the patients and the families in and just so loving and caring. And I'm just really efficient with paperwork. So not that I can't be sweet, but we just knew our strengths.
It's a much easier way, and it works. And that could be with anything. Fixing something, doing something, working out the way you think. Because a man is how he thinks. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he.
Me too.
And you can tell what people's thoughts are by how they speak and the actions they have and what they do. You can tell, what a person planted in their garden if they show it to you. They don't have to.
Oh, yeah. We worked every night together. We were my friend used to joke, I won't say my colleague's name. They were like, oh, you have a date night with blah, blah, blah this Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was like, yep, we got a date night all weekend. And we literally scheduled our shifts to be together. One, I was, we could tolerate each other. I could be, as you can imagine, something of a perfectionist when it comes to certain things. So I'm not always the easiest to work with as an RN.
To tell you
patients
what they
love
planted
me.
when you
My
see what's growing.
Irritated.
If it's growing tomatoes, you can't tell me you planted watermelons. You show me who your friends are, and I will tell you all about yourself. I got a bunch of them. But anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the Crushing It for Christ. Pray right now. Pray without ceasing. Pray for others. Pray.
Oh, pray. We're praying for Tim, guys. Pray. Hold on. I need to bring something. Do I have a prayer? Oh, no, I have this, though.
2 hours later.
2 hours later, and then Tim said,
I can't even get erect.
You can't, not after all that praying, Tim. It's hard. All right, we're almost done, guys.
For me, I'll pray for you. The community that I have is a good Christian community. For the vast majority, they are believers, and they know that no matter what the distractions are in this life and what media presents and everything.
Why is it always the media? Oh, is that because we talk about your EIDL? Okay, Tim. He's got his good. Well, your good Christian audience should know that you're not such a good Christian, Tim.
They know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Crush it.
Oh, no, Tim. So after this, all Tim did you're welcome, Tim. I gave you some views on your Crushing It for Christ. Not your favorite, not the most. His Crushing It for Christ videos are getting tanked in the views. Oh, come on, Tim. Don't look. This is the thing I was saying. I can't show this video. Look at Tim. Tim does not look like he lost weight. We can't watch this. This was terrible. But look at this. Hold on. We got to watch him on the bike for a second.
You wouldn't want to ride a road
Look at
bike on here. Skinny tires.
Do we get to see Tim flash himself?
There's the other end down there at the tower. You got some to-do going on or something over there.
Oh, let's go
ride over
back.
the mall
Hold
now
on.
and just ride.
We're going to go back,
Since I'm not
guys.
walking, not really. It's very windy. It's going to piss you off. I'll mute the wind out and come back when I'm talking. So the whole video won't be.
Tim, why'd you say the P word? Right. Well, good Christians don't generally sleep with their friends' wives either. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the nurses. Yes. A description of himself. Yeah. Yeah, Tim's praying for himself. Look at this though. This is so bad. This was Tim just before he got served. Because he said it was like noon. So he was out on the bike and he came home and then he got served.
Without an audio. But anyway, I'm over here, Nathan Benderson. I'm on a very low speed on the e-bike here. Just cruising.
Look at that. I'm going to have to go back, guys. It's that view. It's that Hold on. It's that view. I don't know. Oh, hold on. What's that view? I can't with that view. Hold on.
It's going to piss you off. I'll mute the wind out and come back when I'm talking. So the whole video won't be, without an audio.
Then he lost weight.
But anyway, I'm over here, Nathan Benderson. I'm on a very low speed on the e-bike here.
Ah! Doesn't look to me like he's losing weight. Oh, J-Mac, I missed your comment. I am so sorry. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Carnivore's doing great, Tim.
Just cruising. Let me take my thumb off the throttle and just pedal now. And it goes the same speed, but I guess it's a little easier on the battery. What an amazing day here. So I'm up here on the top tier. There's another tier down there in the lake. And I'll tell you what, it's kind of a kind of like a feeling like, oh boy, it could get hot here soon. And this would be, unbearable. But right now it feels good. I just want to play with this little e-bike.
Well, that's good, Tim, because you did a review on it, got it from a sponsor, and already have it probably for sale. We already know you have it for sale on Facebook. We already have it confirmed. Yeah, Tim's. You're so funny, Grandma's pocketbook. Yeah, that is the diagnosis: intermittent capitulation syndrome with socially induced dietary amnesia. Yeah, he also has a fad diet syndrome.
Listen, but
this is pre being served.
Get rid of all my toys. It was really cool how you can throw it in the back of the truck, pull it off, right into. Like I always want to do this with my
all your toys, Tim. The e-scooter is no longer on Facebook. So we're assuming that one might already be sold. Tim, the reason why you take these things out is because you want to show them for people to potentially buy them, is my thought.
That wind. I always want to do this with my son. Like when I go visit him in Fort Lauderdale, he's in a grid that you pay to park everywhere if you can find one. And I can park at a Publix grocery store shopping center a couple of miles away, a mile away, just outside of the zone and ride in. Go right into an apartment with this. So more than one way to
and you can talk about that all day, Tim, and then not do it, which is more than likely. See, that's the difference between him and I. When I talk about things I'm going to do, does it take time? Yes, because I know patience is a virtue. Do I get it done at the end of the day? Yes. Nothing takes overnight. This is one thing I've learned through all of this. It's patience. And am I going to see $5,000? No. Would I like to see $5,000? Absolutely. That money reimbursed to me would help me with my fence I need to fix. That's going to probably be taken out in this nor'easter. Good Lord, please don't take down my fence.
And a cat. So this thing runs excellent. It's got the fat tires on it.
Yeah, the sun
running 18 PSI.
Yeah.
Let me, I know it's going to be a little windy, but let me turn the camera around and show you what we're looking at as we're going. All right, here we go. Going down the path here. There's the lake.
He did.
Here we are pedaling. All I got to do is move my legs and the motor kicks in. I'm on 2. Let's go to 3. Oh boy. She's going now. Yeah, I'll mute the wind out. I'm just barely moving my legs. Look at this bike.
Yeah, I think that son's not speaking. That's another reason why we made sure we get Tim. Tim needs to be feeling uncomfortable in 50 states, and including Puerto Rico.
Going right through this grass. I mean, it's just tractoring through.
Yeah, this is the travel.
I mean, it's no big deal, but you wouldn't want to ride a road bike on here. Skinny tires.
You want to distance this now.
There we go. There's the other end down there at the tower. You got some to-do going on or something over there. I'll ride over the mall now and just ride. Well, since I'm not walking, I'm not really getting any exercise.
If he doesn't show up, then I win by default judgment. That means I technically would get the money. It's just getting the money out of him after that, which the only way I could think about it is to try to garnish his YouTube money. We'll find out. You know, everything's been a learning curve. As we know, I am not a person from a legal background. I am from a medical background.
Level 2. Level 3 is awesome for when I got both hands on the wheel there to get around. You don't need to go any faster. And I have still level 4 and level 5.
He didn't bother when he went to Teddy and...
But here we are in Sarasota, Days in Benison Park. My first e-bike I ever bought with my own money. I was right about in here, and a guy went by with one.
And now we know the excuses as to why he may not visit his son, because he was saying about, you know, when he was going to see his son at Teddy and Jolene's. And now we think in reality, he wasn't going to see his son. He went off to see Tammy, who was closing on her condo. Because Tim like said he was all excited and we didn't see anything, or him doing like one of his driving videos. And now we know why we didn't see, because usually he would drive and we would see him chatting away, especially if he was going to this. He said he was going to go to some type of like animal park or something. And usually he would, you know, be chatting away in his car, and, you know, he wouldn't care less if he was doxing where he and his son were meeting at. But I think the reason we didn't see anything and he never talked about again seeing his son is I think he was off seeing Tammy's place with her.
One, and I was just like, what? I had to flag him down and ask him about it. He told me he bought it right here in Sarasota. And I went, at first he let me ride it. Once I rode it and felt the power of it pulling me, I just either throwing the throttle on or pedaling. I couldn't believe it. I've never experienced anything like that. And I said, I got to get one of these.
I hope it does send a message to Tim, because he just struck Buckeye Gordon's channel like last weekend. So Tim is still on Mr. Strikey Strike Pants. You know, I won't be surprised if I don't wake up tomorrow morning he struck me. But it's not going to stick, you know? At this point, I think YouTube's going to start ignoring him, actually, because he's done it to me so many times. They're probably at a place, they're getting to a place now soon. They're going to be like, yeah, this guy's trying to strike you. I don't think he needs to do this. Because like I said, last time the strike didn't even stay before the counter notification had completed. And usually the strike would stay with the counter notification, but not this time. YouTube's not dealing with you, Tim.
I paid $2,300 for it in, I don't know, 2016, 17, something like that.
Yep, that's right.
And sold it for...
exactly. Yeah, we can't garnish Social Security, but all the YouTube and the Amazon and the Buy Me a Coffee, absolutely fair game. And that's why when I go to court, I've already received my tax information for my YouTube monetization for last year. So I have the full address of the official, you know, employer that Tim has, which is YouTube, which is the one that I know he is pulling some money from. And I can obviously show his Buy Me a Coffees as a source of income too, and his Amazon affiliate links. But definitely the Buy Me a, I think the YouTube, I could definitely get that one. So yes, they don't even give this. Well, I hope they don't. Yeah, acknowledge the attempt of the copyright. Yeah, that would be good. Like, just get the letter. Like, yeah, this guy tried to copyright you, but we didn't let him do it. You know, but I'm getting somewhere. Because now when I put my counter notifications in, they accept it and the strike goes away. And then he has his 10 business days. But I'm not maintaining my strike. So I don't have any like penalties against my channel anymore. So it's slowly getting there, guys. But yeah, it's great. I know. See, Tim doesn't realize this stuff. So, and him not showing up, Virginia's going to award me. And then I'm going to garnish his YouTube money. Thank you very much. $5,000. I can get this fence fixed. Thank you, Tim. Or it's literally the money back from money spent anyway. So it's not, you know, money I should have seen in my pocket already, mate. But I've just had to use it for this.
Oh, 200 or 300 less. After I rode it 350 miles. I got bored with it. Then they started sending them to me
my channel,
as my YouTube channel grew. And I get bored with them and sell them.
See, I love to live stream and do this stuff. And I hope, we can talk about, other people or other, scammers or people that we find of interest. And, somebody says, hey, check into this. And maybe we chat about that. We live stream on that person. And we just, and I really enjoy the ability to create a community and do it. It's something that I tried to like making the videos like Tim does. I feel like that potentially my better thing is live streaming. Though I'm probably for some of this legal stuff, obviously I'm going to do a video because of the courtroom and showing outside the courthouse and stuff, and the coming outside and letting everybody know that Tim didn't show up to court, and that hopefully I'm garnishing $5,000 of his YouTube money. And so, like I said, because he makes money from people in Virginia, so I can garnish in Virginia. If that makes sense.
The moped style is pretty cool. Also, the little trike they sent me one time with a basket in the front and the rear. That one was pretty neat.
Yeah, we do.
You stop and you don't have to put your feet down. You just sit on it. I had a folding one, a couple of folding ones. I had another one that had like a woody looking rack on the back.
Yeah.
They sent me some really nice ones. And this one here is my first dual battery. This thing will go for a long, long ways. I could ride to Tampa on this thing on a single.
Yeah, because then we might actually find out how much his Social Security really does cover. But luckily, he's hawking all this stuff, so he has some cash on hand.
Charge. That's pretty nuts, isn't it?
Well, he's
might take me a while.
Taxes,
but I could get there. So you don't really have to mess around with charging it, but maybe once a week, depending on how much you use it.
Yes, they have.
So let me get over here to the Moats Aquarium, ride around that in the mall, and see if we can see some interesting looking people. I like people watching. Let's get on out of here. All right, so we're back here at the truck where I parked at Whole Foods, and there's the bike. Check out this idea I've got, because that's a very heavy e-bike. Even when I took the batteries out to lift it up, my truck is.
I just love watching Tim being served, because he goes home to get served after this. He's like on his little high, thinking that all of those demand letters, all that stuff, that's gone away now. It's gone. Voice of Justice, they aren't going to be calling me, reminding me I have a demand letter sent. No. And he had like a bunch of emails, like 5 emails kept showing up. And he opened them up, like he ignored them for the longest time. And then he opened them at the time he was at Teddy and Jolene's. And I'm guessing my money is on that he opened them with Tammy. Because that was the time that he was supposed to supposedly be going out to have like lunch or whatever with his son. And all of these emails and the demand letter that Tim had ignored were opened. So I have a feeling that he and Tammy took a look at those and obviously decided to ignore them. And then he was getting the Voice of Justice on top of it, reminding him about this demand letter, which is why at the beginning of his morning chat, and he sees the thing go off, and he's like looking like he's probably wondering what's coming for him now. Because I think he thought it would go away, and then he just got served. So, it's everything you deserve, Tim.
So I got a little bungee here, and I've got a part of my motorcycle carrier that I've done. This thing right here. It's not heavy at all. This piece, it's not as heavy. Because it's black. So let me show you what I got going on here. Let me get you over here where you can actually see what I'm doing. I'll put you over here because cars are going to be coming. Can you see that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let me tilt it down a little bit.
And at one point, he said it was 1,700. Oh, his Social Security check's been all over the place, but it's always these very even amounts. He's a rounder upper guy. Oh, see, Johnny Vegas's golf clubs aren't back there anymore. We need to see if they're still in that shed, because Tim is never to be trusted. Oh, Tim, you've done something with Johnny's golf clubs, haven't you, mate? You're a terrible human being.
All right, so now you got a good idea. I'll put some of this skateboard tape on here so my motorcycle won't slide down. But to keep this from sliding off,
wish.
it has a thing on here. That's
probably
really
not.
This thing on the end there, it kind of grabs in the ground. So I bent one of the hooks. I bent it out a little bit. So You go in this hole. And then
yeah, give up the
my truck, so
money.
it doesn't slide
Might
out.
as well.
And instead of taking the batteries out, I might take one out.
Well, he had a choice. He could have answered the demands or decide to go to court. I mean, the court was less. So, I mean, that was the smarter choice on his part. But he got to show up to court now. Because he does. I win by default. So you can ignore a demand, Tim. But you can't ignore a judgment from a judge. And I'll garnish your YouTube money, sir. Happily.
And I'll see if I can't push it, actually. Go down here.
I don't think so.
I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't want to put my motorcycle on that. It's not really super strong
Oh, yeah. He's
for the
definitely
motorcycle. It needs
watching.
a longer ramp anyway. That's too steep to run the bike up.
Oh, he
But let's
hates
try
me.
the e-bike here.
I
Just push right.
don't think I've got any.
This ought to be good video.
No, no.
If I have to power it, it's not a problem. The only
can
thing
do
is I don't
this.
have anything to stand on. Most guys put a little table stand, right, like a motorcycle stand right there. So that, the handlebars don't come too high, and you can step up on the bed with it. So we'll find out if we can do that without it. That's why I want to just kind of push it.
Let me do this.
So I'm going to push this little spike. It's not a big deal. That was with 2 batteries and pushing it up. I didn't even have to use any of the electricity or whatever. And we'll just now tie it to the back of the truck. I'll get it tied up and show you my fancy eye knots. But I got to tell you, man, if I could just get my KLX up there like that, some longer ramp and something that straps it to the truck where it won't slide away, bracing it down there where it won't slide down, that would be awesome. It's 300 pounds. 2 people is not a big deal. This is 100 pounds. It's like 80 pounds. This thing's heavy.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to tie it down. And
So I don't see Johnny Vegas's golf clubs. And I don't think I saw them in Tim's he shed the other day either. Not good, Tim. Last time we saw Johnny's golf clubs, they were back here in his bag. And I tried to, we got to keep scouring the he shed, guys, because I'm starting to feel like I'm not seeing Johnny's golf clubs like I used to. He is a POS. He really is.
I'll pause the video and I'll show you my knots. All right, so there it is, straight up and down. I've got the trucker's hitch knot going on here. I bought this cordage when I had my Toyota 4Runner to tie things down on the roof of my basket rack that I put on top of my 4Runner. So now I just need to disconnect the little bungee here. I've got it connected right. Let me show you. It's not a big deal. It's just keeping this from, sliding down somewhat. So I'll tie a little knot in to make it shorter and more taut. So I'll just slide this thing right here, right in the back of the truck. Throw this on top of it. You see I got that skateboard tape here. This thing is really hot. Probably want to make sure I have some gloves next time in the sun.
Well,
It'll burn your hands for sure. And then throw the gate up and rock and roll. And then getting it off.
Well, see, maybe he left him over at Tammy's. That'd be terrible. Tammy's a thief now. Passing on the thievery.
On this high truck is really easy. I'm thinking
complicit. Like she probably is with his EIDL money.
That I might really be better off putting my motorcycle back here. If I could get a ramp that folds in half.
God.
It's a lot longer than this. So
His arm looked terrible there, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to look at this again. Hold on. Let me go back. His arm looked terrible there. Sorry. Hold on.
Truck is really easy. I'm thinking that I might really be better off putting my motorcycle back here. If I could get a ramp.
Oh. His arm, Tim, mate.
Might really be better off putting my motorcycle back here. If I could get a ramp.
Look at his arm. Jeez. Oh. Please, people, don't do this to your skin. Lord of my life. Maybe I'll get awarded the Honda Gold Wing. I wish. Fortunately, it exceeds small claims. Oh, no. I know the arm is yikes. Mechanics lean against him, I believe. Oh, wow. Good to know, Kevin. He certainly got that nice truck over here. He's got plenty of stuff to lean against. Well, that's, we'll have to see how we're going to, I have to look into all this. Look at his arm, though. This is awful skin damage. This is really bad. I know. I just want to tell people, don't do this to your skin. Skin is an organ, and it does a really important job in keeping you healthy. And if you mess up your skin like this, it can't keep you so healthy. You've got to wear sunscreen and hydrate. This is just some torn up skin. Yeah, the leather lizard is out. I mean, people talk about me, I guess, because I'm aging, but I promise you, I don't have skin that looks like anywhere near this. Ever. I don't even have it up in here. His arm looks worse in person. Oh, gosh. Just so neglected. Oh, it's just not a good look. I'll be driving the Super Crusher. Yes, that Australasian skin. Oh, I know. Yes, there's a lot of people out in Australia, New Zealand who get all torn up like that. That's just so bad. I mean, it looks sore. Gosh. Oh, he's going to be up with skin cancer. God, he just needs an Effidex bath. Let's like bathe him in Effidex. Jesus Christ. I can't imagine his hands. And he's just sitting out on those beach chairs recently, just sitting out with his arms out, not a lick of sunscreen, thinking you can't synthesize vitamin D with your organ looking like this, Tim. You're going to have to take a supplement, mate. Just, oh my God.
That folds in half. It's a lot longer than this, so I don't have such a drop. And then I put a motorcycle stand right here. What they do is they walk it, and as it starts coming up the ramp,
oh, he's so excited. This is just before he got served.
One so steep like this, then they step up on that, on the motorcycle thing, and walk right up on the tailgate. Now, a lot of these guys just have half tons doing it, and their trucks are considerably lower. So I don't know. But you can do it with, like, you know, the clutch and the engine running, and then just run it right up and then step up on the thing. And the only thing,
yeah, you don't need the clutch or engine running, Tim. You're going to take off a leg.
is my motorcycle will not, unless I put it in sideways where the tire goes in the corner, which I can do. That's not a problem. I come in.
So what's he going to do? Like stick up the gold wing and the KLX up in there? Or has the KLX already been sold?
This side, well, I would have to come in over here and then back it up and put the front tire over there because the generator is going to stay in here. Otherwise, I can carry it like that with the tailgate down, but I couldn't pull my camper. So I'll just put it in there against the, this is 6 3/4.
Yeah, I'm sure Tim's got some big travel plans at the moment.
Foot bed. It's the short bed, even though it's 6 3/4 feet.
Tim, you can travel wherever, but your YouTube monetization stays with you. So you can go wherever you want. You know, you can do it, Tim. But we can still garnish those wages from YouTube. Absolutely.
But if you get an 8-foot bed on this truck with that big 4-door, I mean, you're talking about an albatross. That thing would be long. But this works out pretty good. I'm glad I thought of this today. And that's not
Tim can't say he doesn't just pages of Facebook stuff that he's selling. I've got copies of his Facebook listings and I could probably see $5,000 right there. So Tim's got no excuse not to pay my garnishment. I mean, he's not going to show up in court. So I've already won. Oh, and, we just made sure that he got a copy of his UCC filing. Just for giggles. Just for giggles.
a very heavy piece.
Just to remind him of that albatross around his neck. Because they still got till 2030, Tim, to file you. Find you guilty.
That goes to my motorcycle deal. And that'll work too. Just putting it in the trailer hitch. I bought it already. And carry it back here sideways. That way I don't need help. I don't need to do any kind of motor running with the clutch. I don't have to have. Oh,
Tim, I promise too. The day I go to court, I'll make sure I put some paint on. So I look nice for the judge. I'll be all dressed nicely. Nice and smartly dressed for the judge.
A hill or anything, I can just take it off and on. No big deal. All right, so that's it, folks. We're going to put our tripod away and head over and do something else. Crush it.
Yeah, you're going to crush it all right, Tim. You're going to go get served. Filler content, I know. Stuff in the back, I know. Exactly. Right. You have to supplement. You have to supplement it. Exactly. You have to supplement because we need so much more. So we have to have larger quantities to synthesize. It's important. But you don't overdo stuff too. There's, you got to make sure you get your doctors, you get the levels checked. All right, guys. Well, thank you for sharing the news with me today. I want to thank everybody for being so generous J-Mac became a new member. I didn't even see that, J-Mac. I am so sorry. Thank you for becoming a member. I'm so sorry I forgot to say thank you. I'm glad I came back and took a look. J-Mac for becoming a member. Racing Be Good became a member. David was very generous with his super sticker. Thank you, David. Gina said, way to go. Yeah. Got Thomas. Thank you. Court's in session. Yes, it is. And I know that Sarasota Tim is going to have some good parody videos coming out. And I'm certainly going to make sure that I keep everybody, especially in the members only, come and check us out. I've been talking a little bit more about this. I went over more about like paperwork, and I went over the warrant in debt and the affidavit. And so I've gone over a lot of those things there. So if you want to catch up with all of that, do so over there. Reason why a lot of times I put it behind the paywall is because just because one, Tim doesn't, isn't going to join and watch. So it keeps his information away from Tim. And obviously too, if it's anything that's too, information, and I don't want to dox people by accident or get something stressed out or upset or, so that's why it's good sometimes to go over members only too. And we also do little Tim reacts and stuff over there as well sometimes. So we have some fun. So make sure you join us. And I try to catch up at least once a week over there. So I appreciate it. And thank you. Yeah, today is a banner day. You are so welcome. And I appreciate your support, Grandma's Pocketbook. Because Z-Car, not a turncoat becoming a member. Well, Z-Car, thank you so much for joining. I know JJ's a member. I appreciate you joining. Check it out. We like I said, it goes over all the petty lawsuit company that I use, like this little company. And I have to say, though, I did end up using them to file because they had it set up to file in Florida. And obviously I wasn't going to Florida. Then I was found a way to actually do it here in Virginia. And it just made much more sense to go in front of the judge or the clerk here and swear out the warrant, and the warrant in debt. The ball's in Tim's court now. Yeah, it is. It is in Tim's court. Yeah, good job keeping Tim honest. Yeah, Tim's honestly talking to Jesus at the moment. It's funny because he always disappears at night. So I'm always wondering what he's up to in the evenings at the moment. I know he's not reading Grandma's Pocketbook. Well, thank you. Well, you're going to have a blast over at the members only because I talk a lot more about, some of this legal stuff. And it's been a process, I promise you. Sometimes I do get tetchy because I get tired. And obviously it's a lot of information. But yeah. I'm hoping, and we'll talk about it. Your wife and I are enjoying it. Well, I'm so glad. We'll tell your wife I said hi. I'm going to be shocked in about 2 seconds when I look outside the door and see how much snow is outside. Because I haven't looked in a couple of hours. Obviously, I've been here. But I have a feeling. I took, obviously, Junebug and Roscoe out in the snow before we came and did the live. And I just, it was fun out there. But I always feel like crying because I just want to thank everybody for your incredible support and support of this community, my little love heart. Because really, it was the support of this community that kept me going, like I said, through some of the tougher times and getting to this point. It was a really tough time. I remember trying to find like copyright attorneys and finding people to really explain the fair use to me and be able to write the amazing letters and the cease and desists and everything. And I've been able to take that and use that information from the attorneys and having her guidance in order to bring this here. And she always said that this was something that was a possibility. Obviously, she was thinking of potentially maybe even a bigger case. But just in hindsight, when I looked at everything and thought about, the real cost when you get into, a more, a bigger civil matter, like maybe trying to see some consequences, that the judge could take onto Tim's channels and things of that nature, you're getting into the tens and thousands. And some of these creators have got into the hundreds of thousands of dollars on this platform, protecting their channels from people trying to take their channel down because they're obviously making commentary around people who are generally probably doing illegal things. And these people often do illegal things, get illegal access to money, and use that money in order to silence people. And Tim certainly doesn't want to spend his money silencing people, but he certainly was willing to violate YouTube's terms of service and misuse their copyright system. And he films the material, but he doesn't actually have any of his videos copyrighted. So his big, Social Security video, he's never put an official copyright. He doesn't even have his Sarasota Tim. That's not even legally. He doesn't even have that name legally. And he certainly wouldn't spend the money to do it. So he doesn't have any of the legal things in place in order. I could get the copyright to Sarasota Tim, the name, and get him in trouble for using it because he doesn't have it. It's a long process, though. I promise you, I looked into it. So I sound like I did my homework. Right? Tim wouldn't know anything about homework. Oh, I'm sure he got handed this, and if he put it in the trash, that's not very small. Hopefully he hasn't, and he's kept hold of it, and he goes and takes it to somebody. He'd probably take it over to Miss Tammy to take a look at. But by the time he gets it to Miss Tammy, it's going to be too late to do anything. He stole the name Sarasota Tim from a photographer. Oh, Lord. Nothing of this man is original. Nothing. Not any of his sayings or the breakfast. All of his shtick he stole from another creator. I mean, there's nothing original. I know that people say I talk about his content. That's just what YouTube does, It's you've got to call these people. Otherwise, you're just going to have all sorts of shenanigans of people out here. You'll be having this, Tim out here talking he's a good Christian, this, that, and the other. Unless people come out with receipts and show otherwise, people are going to believe these con artists all day long. All right, guys. I just appreciate you guys so much. Thank you all for being here. Sammy, Angel of Glass, and Catherine, obviously, our three amazing moderators of the apocalypse. We didn't have to deal with too many trolls tonight, so that was great. I don't know what happened. All the trolls. Can you copyright bad advice? Tim would try. No, he wouldn't because it's too expensive. Tammy, the legal scholar. Well, no, but she has more capacity to read than Tim. Does it say what the practicality fee? Yeah. Well, the thing is, like I said, if you go to the members only, I think I read out everything that the warrant in debt said if he doesn't show up. It says, to the defendant, you are not required to appear. However, if you fail to appear, judgment may be entered against you, which is pretty much entered against you. By law, this case must be tried on the return date above, unless all parties agree upon a different date for trial. Other continuances shall be granted by the court only for good cause shown. And Tim's never going to have a good cause shown. He's certainly been given plenty of time and notification to make plans to come to Virginia. Yes, they have been. Well, they were very tired from our snow walk. I think that's why they were a little less energetic tonight. I think they burnt energy out in the snow. So yeah, it's been an awesome chat. Thank you guys so much for your wonderful support. Yeah, make sure you hit the thumbs up before you leave if you haven't had a chance to do so. I'm going to give you guys. That's for you guys for just being great tonight. And make sure you hit those likes and subscribes as well. Thank you guys. Be safe if you're in any of this horrible weather. I know you are, Sammy. Be safe. Any of you who are on the East Coast getting hit, stay safe. Have a good night. We'll catch you on the next one. I don't know if I'll have the energy tomorrow night. I might be off tomorrow just because we're going to have some pretty dreadful weather. And unless something exciting happens on Tim's channel. And obviously I have my colleague is on vacation this week, so I picked up one of her shifts. So I'm working a full 5-day-a-week prison job week. So, and with the snow, I don't plan on calling out tomorrow. So be safe, everyone. Yeah, make sure you hit the likes on the way up. Night, night. Take care. Bye.
Life and Vibe, thanks so much. My queen, my Sarasota Tim expert.